6 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Shoutouts Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then
Boom, with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he.
I don't know what they do, warm-ups, or they grab the pole, the thing, they go around the day before.
Pole setting.
Pole setting.
I think time travel.
I thought I think time trials, but I felt
trials.
I kind of was feeling time travel too.
Yeah.
And so that whatever that's going on, it's where they all go out and they do like a lap or two.
Yeah.
And then
What a great sport. They have preseason before each event.
Right. I've just never gotten it, man. And that it's like my dad is a huge racing guy. He hates that I'm not into NASCAR. He really hates I'm not into hockey. But huge. And he loves all that stuff, right? And I'm not trying to get into all that jazz, but he's like, man, he goes, they do that. Do you ever do anything at the one in what is it, the Save Mart thingy dingy? And I was like, yeah. And so he goes, man, I would just kill. Wouldn't it be cool to take your car out or take one of those cars out and just do a couple laps? You do the first one, like 100 miles an hour. You just kind of chill and then, step it up. And how great would it be to drive a car 200 miles an hour around a track? And I thought about it because it seems like that would actually be really cool.
Isn't Sears Point one of the few places you can't do that?
Yeah, it's like a road.
track.
I think he was talking about that and then like just in general.
Gotcha.
I think to a lot of people that would be really cool. I have no interest in driving a car 200 miles an hour around a track or riding in one. It just doesn't. I don't get it. I would feel like I'm going to crash every time.
Yeah, I don't think the thrill would outweigh the fear.
Yeah, because it would be a thrill.
Is it strange that I'd want to know the feeling of it without actually being out there and doing it?
Like a
Does that make
simulator?
sense? Yeah. Like I think it's interesting, especially with the Indy cars. Like they always talk about the G-force that's put on them. Like, oh, that'd be like, I wonder what that feels like. But I wouldn't want to be in a car doing it.
There's got to be, but okay. So would like a G-force simulator? Because I know they have those, and like, okay, this is the amount of the G thingies that you get in here's you going at 100 miles an hour. Here's you going 150. Here's 200. Like you could do that with no danger whatsoever. But would that satisfy the curiosity? Do you think, or do you have to do it?
I'd want to meet in the middle and have like the screen that it makes it look like I'm driving.
There are some people, I've always wondered if this would be cool to get into. Like, there's dudes out there. I knew one of them with the flight simulator, but they have like the whole, like, they'll have like a big projector screen in front of them, and then like it looks like an airplane cockpit. And it's not just like, let's go fly to the thing. It's like, all right, did a 399
Niner.
Yeah. There's a niner in there. And then they do all this stuff, and it's like they're flying a plane. Same thing with racing simulators, where like they have the actual wheel and the stick and the brake and the clutch and the, all that stuff in their little garage or room or whatever, and they get into that. I'm like, would that be fun? I don't know. No. I'd rather have a golf simulator.
Did the ladies want to do it? Or were they not?
No, during that conversation, honestly, the ladies were inside talking about work.
Yeah. Work.
Well, and the other problem now is this is where I'm a terrible person. This is going to sound so bad on the outside. Now my wife used to work with her, the girl in the Friends couple. And then she went to a different company, talking with the other person, but they worked in the same business. Now Melissa is working literally at his school where he's a vice principal. And so like it's new, it's exciting for her, obviously. But then like the last 3 times we've hung out, it's like, oh, so Fred, right? Yeah, well, he's the one. Oh, Fred, he's a character, so you got to get used to him. But well, what about Bonnie? And I'm just like, and I feel bad because I'm like, it's new. She's excited.
Is that when you talk about Chris and I?
All the time, just. Yeah. And I don't get that. I feel like we have a really interesting job. If you take your average job, we have a pretty interesting job. The people we talk to, or the thing we did, or the whatever.
If ever I'm out and someone figures out that I work here, they want to know all of the gossip.
You get a questionnaire. Totally get it. Super awesome.
Hey, were you there when this happened?
Right.
Hey, what happened with that Kentucky Derby?
What's fill in the blank really like?
Yeah.
I don't ever talk about I never talk about work. And when I say never, I mean unless somebody specifically asks. And even when they ask, there's usually needs to be like 2 or 3 follow-up questions because, hey, how is it? Like, I heard you had blah, 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 blah. How'd that go? Oh, it's good, man. That's it. Just done with it. Don't want to talk about it. Not interested in talking about it, but will if it's pushed. I don't understand. And again, I understand this is a me flaw. I don't understand the people that can just talk about work with coworkers for like an hour. Just rolling. I don't get it. I don't understand that. My brain can't what? You give me the look.
We literally do that all the time.
What?
We talk, well, like here, I guess you're saying outside of the building.
Yes, I'm saying.
Okay, I got you.
No.
Well, when are we ever outside of the building?
Okay, so to be fair to your point, I feel like if we hung out outside the building, I feel like the bulk of the work would be bulk of the talk would be work. I admit that because not that we're not all comfortable with each other, but outside the building would be a little bit new. That's a common bond for us to have. I feel like if we hung out every Friday at Moe's Pub, I feel like by the end of the first, if not at worst, the second Friday, we probably have like a no work rule or so, or it would be very close to that where we would be talking about other stuff. How can you want to work all day and do the work thing? And then when you're in your free time, talk about work. And I feel like that is definitely prevalent with a very specific type of person. In other words, it's always my wife and her friends and never me and mine.
I see what you're saying.
I don't know if that's a girl thing.
I know a few guys that it's just like, dude, shut up. We don't work where you work.
Right. I don't. And so I'm sitting there and I'm just like thinking of ways to kill myself. I'm just like, I don't want it. I don't care. And then it threw me back to this is all what was happening Friday, Jason, in my head, because then it threw me back to, I think it was either Thursday or Friday when Chris will say something in our ears that's really funny and we can't share it.
Right.
Okay. And how I always feel guilty because the audience isn't being let in on the inside joke. I feel like that's what that is for me, except I don't want to know what the joke is. I have no interest. I don't want you to, and I really don't want to
hear about Bonnie.
Absolutely do not want the context because sometimes that'll help happen. And I get that They're trying to be cool and bring us into the conversation. Oh, so okay. So just so you get what we're saying. So the thing about Bonnie is I don't care. I don't want to know. I don't want to know about Bonnie. I don't want to be invested in her. I don't want to know the Bonnie story. Because ultimately, and I'll end it this way because this is the worst thing I'm going to say. None of it is interesting remotely. If it was like Bill punched John in the face because he caught him sleeping with Bonnie,
Intrigued.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Bonnie.
Right.
I think you do need to know the context though.
I would
make it interesting.
Yeah, but
yeah, you don't have. That's not going to happen for you. But it's interesting to them.
Yeah, you're talking about if John slept with Billy or Bonnie or what?
No, I'm saying what you think isn't interesting
Ah.
is because you're not in it.
Let me ask you this, Chris. Just a general question. There's no agenda here whatsoever. It's just honestly, I'm curious. Are you a people watcher?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, Melissa is too.
You're not?
What I have a huge problem with my wife in public because she stares at people and she doesn't mean it. But like, for example, let's say two dudes are having an argument in the corner and we're somewhere. I understand monitoring the situation. Totally. She will just like stare because she's interested, like she's watching TV.
Yeah.
Like, or something bad, someone slips, something, whatever. I don't know. She's a starer. She's a public starer. And I'm like, you're staring, right? And then I get the whole, no, I'm not. So I've literally brought my phone out before sneakily and like taken a video of her staring and then said, you're staring, right? No, I'm not. And then I show her the video. And this is where she just lives on a completely different planet. She's like, dude, I was barely even looking over there. Okay. I actually have video evidence of you doing this. I think people watchers it's like voyeurs. Like there is a certain personality trait that is incredibly interested in the goings-ons of the periphery around you, which is perfectly normal. But then I think there's also ding-dongs like me that are like, I don't want to know what's going on with you.
They're called sociopaths.
Wait, which one? Yours?
Yours.
Mine? Why is mine a sociopath?
Because you don't care about anybody else.
No, I care. Like, I don't want them to die or suffer. Like,
but you can't like take on their feelings.
No. No. Sociopaths, and I was like, wait, hold on. That sounds like let's come up with
like you can't have like empathy for somebody.
No,
that you don't know.
Of course I
can
for
have someone that you don't know.
Animals. I have lots of empathy for animals I don't know. What about like military reunions? I cry at those. Isn't that empathy for people?
You're
like
staring
at the TV? I would stare at a military reunion, but I feel like that's okay. I'd be one of those clappy people.
But if you're at a mall somewhere, you just don't care about the people walking around.
Okay, when you say that, though, I feel like I'm on the stand here. I care about
I'm not saying like, I don't know. You have kind of said the last few days that you wish there were less people.
Yes.
And that they would just go away.
Yes. Yes.
So I would put that in there.
But when you say I don't care about them, like that implies like I don't want them to die.
I'm saying like you have a neutral feeling about that.
I have a neutral feeling. What's wrong with having a neutral feeling about people? Wait, what is the non-sociopath way to feel about people around you?
Like if you see like people talking about stuff, you're just like, oh, well, these people just shut up. Why are they talking about this?
Well, no, that's how I feel. No, I feel that way. I want everyone to shut up. I don't mean that in a mean way.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, well, I'm saying what's the good way to feel? What's the non-sociopath way to think?
Just be okay with it.
Just be. You mean be okay? Okay, so if I was at Quick Quack Car Wash on Sunday and I was vacuuming up my car at those free vacuums, and the dude next to me was playing his music super loud, like the bassy, super loud, like but really, really loud. And I kind of wanted physical harm to happen to him in my head. Like I was thinking about it. Like I was thinking about like things that could happen. Is that bad? Or so like your way would be like, oh, he's enjoying his music. He's living his best life.
No, you could be Now, do you want something bad to happen because it's annoying you, or do you want something bad to happen because it's annoying everybody else?
I feel like it's annoying. Yeah, the second one. And me, though. But me and the second one. It is annoying me, but I feel like it's also annoying everybody else. Okay, so if he was doing something that only annoyed me, but everyone else is okay with, and I wanted...
Actually, I would say if he came by and like the music was blasting and you really enjoyed it, like, this is really good. I love this song.
It was Foreigner?
I haven't heard this song forever. And you're like, you go like, man, I wish he would turn it up. But you weren't noticing everybody around was like, geez, why is this guy's music so loud?
But isn't that defeated by the fact that I have a playlist of all the songs that I like in the world? And I don't pull up and turn them up in my car because I would be not afraid's not the wrong word. I would be terrified of offending other people with my music. I just wouldn't want to do that. I would feel so bad. That's empathy. That's got to be empathy because I try to be a polite person.
No, I think it's just
I'm not trying to be a polite person because they notice I'm polite. Nobody notices polite people. I just try to be considerate of my fellow human.
I think you're very considerate.
Yes.
I just don't think you're empathetic.
No, I'll wear that. I'll wear that.
I do think that you want people around you to have a good time.
Yes.
Not to have a good time, but not to be like upset or mad or anything 100%. Like that. You actually go out of your way to make people that you know feel that way too, which I do consider. But then it's just the people that you have no connection to. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't care. Yes, that's it. That's a sociopath. Damn it.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either. I care about the people that I know.
That you know and you care about.
And then I just don't. But it's not like I don't. When you say you don't care about somebody, it makes it sound like, oh, he could live, he could die. I don't. No,
you're neutral. You just
I'm neutral.
You don't care what their job is. You don't care what their car is.
I'm not interested.
But in theory, if you knew everybody in the world, you'd care about everybody.
That is correct. I would not be neutral. Yes, if I know you, I'm not neutral. If I don't know you, you're like the little NPCs in video games. Like you're.
That might have been the best thing you said about this so far.
Yeah, like you're there. I hope you're well.
Yeah.
Do you? All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, Niners and Raiders. Aaron Judge is strong. And, hey, Domantas Sabonis made some comments about DeMar DeRozan over the weekend. We got those. And leading off next.
What's the missing piece for the 49ers?
Which names will they add during free agency? Whether it's in season or off season, the coverage never stops. Get the latest 49ers news on Sacktown Sports at sacktownsports.com.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity Mobile. Connect to the most reliable 5G network nationwide. Well, when the A's blanked the Rays 3-0 on the 19th, it marked the A's 11th shutout this year, and that's third best in the American League. It also was their 54th win, so 16 more for 70. Now, the A's won just 50 games a year ago, so a 20-game improvement last year to this year, that would be pretty impressive.
Want to save on some of the biggest names in streaming on the network made for streaming? Now through September 21st, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for 12 months with a 1-year contract. And for just $15 a month, add the new Stream Saver. That includes Peacock, Apple TV Plus, and Netflix for just $35 a month. Switch at Xfinity.com today. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Equipment taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular internet rates apply. Currently $54 a month. Actual speeds vary. Stream Saver requires Xfinity internet or TV and price subject to change.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
Niners are at their own 45. How far can Tanner Mordecai throw the ball? Mordecai dropping back. Rolls to his right. Trying to buy time. Slings it deep downfield. And a jump ball that is ricocheting around. Caught by Trent Taylor. And then Taylor laterals the ball to Ronnie Bell. It's loose on the ground. The ball is still loose. Bell has it. He throws it backwards to Schrader. Schrader at the 20. Back to Mordecai. He's rolling to his right at the 30. He throws a lateral to Schrader, who's down the sideline. There's a flag down. And finally, Cody Schrader is tackled. He got it to the lineman. They fumble it forward, and the game is over.
Well, Mordecai's pass wasn't backwards. That's what the penalty is. He threw it forward.
Oh, man.
all I was thinking was during that play.
Yeah.
Which is probably the wrong way to think, because that was a fun way to end the game. I'm just waiting for somebody to like tear their leg off. I'm just waiting for it.
We've got a leg on the field.
Please please don't let somebody on either team. Please don't let somebody get some crazy, season ending. And by the way, the people that are in the game at that point, they're like the fringe guys for the most part. Like, oh, cool. Now you're playing in the CFL in 6 months because.
So you cared about them.
I did. I was empathetic. And by the way, everyone seems to be very nice about that, except for the guy or girl who was like, he literally just admitted he doesn't care about his wife's work stories when she's excited about his new job, but he can talk about himself nonstop. No, I said I don't talk about myself ever in those situations, number one. And number two, I do care about our work stories. But I guess what I left out is like, I already heard them. I already got them. I'm going back to see the movie.
Yes.
And I just want to play spades. And it's your turn. And I'm waiting. And I have 3 in a possible. And you're talking about Bonnie.
Yes.
No, it was cool. I'm talking about the game now.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun. It was good. Niners looked a little better.
For sure.
Brock Purdy looked a little better. He did have one throw that was it was tipped. So I guess.
Yeah, that one was a tough interception, but still an interception.
Yeah, exactly. But overall, I thought a nice way to end the preseason, a nice contest between the two teams. And of course, I don't know if you saw it on social media or not, but quite the fracas in the stands. Didn't we just have this conversation on Friday? Did they not listen?
No, they didn't.
See, I don't care. I do care about those people, but I care about them. And I did say those people. I care about them because they're upsetting the people around them.
Correct.
Let me present this. I thought I talked about this over the weekend. I could very easily put this in the next segment. We're on top of the game. They now are able to like identify everybody with the whole face technology stuff.
They've literally came out and says, we have this technology.
Right. First fighting offense, you're banned for, I don't know, a month, 6 months. I don't know. Second,
regardless if you start or not.
Right. Now, I do think if like you're trying to pull people off of the other, like there needs to be some sort of mitigation. Second offense, you're banned for 3 years. Third offense, you're banned for life. Would that not pretty much, nothing's going to stop it because people get drunk and don't think. Wouldn't that severely, I think
that's too many.
You think that's too many? So like
first one, rest of the season.
Second one,
done.
Life. I can live with that. I thought I was being
I was at a fight at a game.
Yeah.
Last time.
Yeah.
I was at 2 fights at a game. They won't let me in any more games. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
And
by the way, you bought season tickets. That's sorry for your loss.
Yeah. It's written on there. You can't do this.
And you know what I'm all for? And then you know what would really drive it home is that if you get in a fight at a game, Jason, and you forfeit your season tickets for the rest of the year, I love this idea that your season ticket could be resold, and then like the funds have to be 100% donated to like domestic violence. Or something. Well, to be clear, to a charity that tries to prevent domestic violence. So it's kind of come down to this: true or false? If NFL teams and Major League Baseball teams, because it rarely happens in the NBA, I feel like in the stands, but if they wanted to curb fights in the stands, they can, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they can. So why aren't they? Why are they not doing that now that they have the facial recognition thingy? I've been thinking about that all weekend. Why aren't they? Why have they not announced that? Is it not ready yet? Is there a legal issue? I don't know. Do we know any football or baseball team owners that would come on the show?
Yeah.
I feel like we need to ask.
Well, ironically, like, how do we find out about these fights? It's all like cell phone videos. We've never heard like a football team talk about it.
That's true. That is true. Well, yeah, and I can't imagine they want to, but I guess it's just one of those like, it's just part of the game. But I think until these teams feel some sort of hurt from it, like if one of these guys, like that dude was getting his face smashed up with a chair, right? So if he sues the Raiders in Las Vegas and wins a huge settlement because security wasn't there, I'll bet you shockingly we're going to have these systems in place.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, why not? All right. Cut number 2, please.
Cut number 2.
Aaron Judge swings and flies it. Deep right center field. Back near the wall. It is gone again. Aaron Judge, number 51.
And he had a couple.
He did.
What did I read? Oh, it was about Ohtani. Never mind. It wasn't Judge. But Judge is doing well, no, because I said I think both things can be true. Barry Bonds is the greatest baseball player of all time. Shohei Ohtani is the greatest baseball player of all time. I literally think both statements can be facts. I think that Barry Bonds cumulatively over his career was the greatest player that ever played. Royd's, argument aside. I also think Shohei Ohtani last year had the greatest year in the history of the sport and is the greatest player of all time. He just doesn't have the time or cumulative numbers to compete.
But he's working on it.
He's about to almost certainly win back-to-back MVPs in 2 different leagues. And he's hurt that he can't pitch, but he pitches at an all-star level. Yeah. But this is about
he's throwing off the mound again.
I didn't hear an update. I probably should look it up. Was there any update on him getting hit yesterday? Did you see? I don't know. Yeah, that looked scary. He got hit in the arm, wrist, something like that. Aaron Judge is on a bender right now, best way possible. And we'll talk about it a bit more and safer out, but my goodness, he's a power hitter, dude.
He's ahead of his pace where he hit 62. So we'll see.
If he hit 63 this year, do you think he gets the record
for
home runs
all time?
Yeah.
No.
What about for just a season?
No. He's got to get 71, right?
For the AL.
Well, that's his. Yes. Fact.
So you're saying if he hit 63 home runs, you think he's going to break his own home run record?
Yes, I am saying that.
Cut number 3, please.
Cut number 3.
Working with him and how hard he works and how he takes the workout serious, that age, you definitely can't tell he's older.
Yeah. With it being such a read and react offense, you're kind of the hub. What's the process for you like to adjust how to set him up in the right way?
I think he just makes my life way easier. I just gotta keep doing my job. Having him on the course is gonna give me a lot more options. Same thing for him. So we're excited. We got some good work in together.
Domantas Sabonis. Now, look, let's be real here. It's not like he's going to be interviewed and be like, I don't think this is going to help much.
Yeah.
Wasn't happy with the signing. But hearing him go into a little bit of detail, I love the point that DeRozan's going to make things a lot easier for a few people, and a lot of it's going to be with him.
Absolutely.
He's really, really, really going to take some of that. There's just so much pressure, and I want to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
There's so much pressure on Domantas Sabonis.
There is, but he usually responds to all of that, right? I mean, has to do so much for this team, and he does so much for this team. Like that's never been a problem. The amount of the consistency with how intense and how hard he plays is kind of remarkable.
Yeah, I've often wondered who's the alpha and omega, Foxer or Sabonis, but I think with the style the team plays and how their offense and defenses are run, I think Sabonis is, and I think he needs all the help he can get, and the fact that he's saying DeRozan's a part of that. Plus, he also talks about Malik Monk a little bit too.
Mm-hmm.
I was a little surprised at that whole thing. I like that. If Sabonis is in good spirits, I'm in good spirits. Yeah. We'll take a break. When we come back, Niners, Raiders recap, a couple of injuries, but in the end, crazy end of the game. And we'll talk about all that. The big rivalry, San Francisco, Vegas next.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
The handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10, 5, touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football, Sacktown Sports.
What's wrong? My travel rewards card didn't earn enough miles for my vacation. Are you crying? Are you crying because of that other credit card? Uh-huh. Well, switch to the Capital One Venture card. Venture lets you redeem miles on any travel purchase. Really? Yep, and you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every single day. The Capital One Venture card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
As a roofer, I don't have time to fail. Homeowners rely on me, so I rely on Beacon. Beacon's unique network of branches work together to get me what I need when I need it. And with the Beacon Pro Plus app, I've got the brands I depend on, like GAF, right at my fingertips. Now through September 15th, purchase high-quality GAF with Beacon Pro Plus and earn up to $1,500. Go to BECN.com or download the Beacon Pro Plus app today. Beacon. Always building.
Are you tired of your tee shots ending up in the adjoining fairway while the rest of your foursome is hitting it down the middle? Well, experts will tell you that being properly fitted for golf clubs will help you strike your drive center cut. The Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio and its team of trained PGA professionals are ready to help you get rid of your banana balls and duck hooks. Hagen Oaks Indoor-Outdoor Player Performance Studio fittings are available 7 days a week. Make yours today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
As a mom, I'd do anything to keep my child out of physical pain.
Dr. Pamela Maida is a board-certified orthopedic surgeon.
As a doctor, I know that growth spurts can cause pain in my child's feet, and that can affect their legs and back too.
Good Feet Youth Arch supports are designed to alleviate, even eliminate common pain.
Investing in youth arch supports for your child or team is one of the best decisions you can make.
Come to the Good Feet store now for a free fitting and test walk.
Sacramento, Dirk Bentley's coming to town.
Getting drunk on a plane.
For his only show in California this year, Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park for Country in the Park 2.
What was I thinking?
And he's bringing some friends. Carmichael.
I want to close your eyes for this.
Tyler Rich. Dasha. And more. Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park. Get your tickets today before they're sold out at CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by the California Army National Guard and Red's Pizzeria and Tap House.
It's Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room. And guess what? Primetime football is back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. As always, offering the best food, the best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. So check them out, Capital Casino, and always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
Sorry, Chris. I was looking at, I think I just assumed it was an off-air thing, but now I think it was an on-air thing. Your text this morning.
Yes.
So so I got a text, or we got a text from Chris.
Yeah, but the question's to you.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, no, I got you. It says, I have a serious question to ask you, Dave, as a king of jinxes. I would prefer that to be phrased as a king of anti-jinxes, but yes, I get it. Because a king of jinxes implies I jinx things, which I really try not to. What is your question?
So did you happen to see where there's talk about Oasis getting back together?
As a matter of fact, I did. I read about that. I went through a whole thread of like hints as to why they're getting back together.
That's a big thing.
It's a huge thing.
And so they broke up in 2009. Haven't been together at all.
Okay.
They're big Manchester City supporters, as am I.
Yes.
So the entire time that they've been broken up, City have been like the greatest team in the world. And before that, they were just a joke of a team and second to sometimes third team in their own city.
That's true.
So my question is them getting back together a chance to hurt the team?
I would say that there's a reason they have an adage: if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So like it can't go better for Manchester City right now, although your guy Holland's out for a while. Is he's
what?
I thought I read that he was out for a couple weeks with it. I'm not joking. Was it an old thing I read?
He got a hat trick.
No, I thought he got hurt last weekend. No? Let me see. No. He issues brutal 8-word message. Is that smart? Where the hell did I read? Jesus. I read that he was out like 3 weeks with a heel or a foot or something. Did that just come up on Twitter or something? Like the algorithm pushed it from like years ago? I swear to God, it said it was hurt. I was like,
geez, you're giving me a heart attack.
Yeah, I love Erling Haaland.
Maybe just talking about Oasis.
Maybe he was. Also, Oasis, and this always makes people angry, and I'm sorry, and it's subjective, and it's an opinion. They are in my Pearl Jam and Rolling Stones category. Not that they're, not ranking here, but like they're in my Pearl Jam and Rolling Stones category of like, I like 15% of Oasis's music. A lot. Like a lot. Like All Around the World is one of my favorite songs of all time. I absolutely, and there's, if you also, I can, about 80% of their music sounds the same to me. It's just basically like, okay, here's another one. It's like Pearl Jam in the lean years. Like they put out a ton of content, but not none of it, but a lot of it really didn't resonate for me. I just wonder, are they getting back because they need money? They're bored, both?
I think they're big. I mean, definitely.
They're going to sell out stadiums everywhere.
I mean, they're talking about you're going to find a field of like 200,000 people.
What did I see? The rumor is they've already booked like 10 dates at Wembley.
Yeah.
Like
to beat Taylor Swift.
I mean,
that might all be it. Like, oh, did you see what she did at Wembley?
Yeah, right. They're huge. They are. Also, the one cool thing about them not playing together since 2009 is they were still kind of in their prime. Here's what I don't want. I don't want them to get back together and like everyone's all old and Liam's out there like singing like 4 octaves low because his voice is shot. I want to see that.
Well, they've both been performing. They just
he's been doing solo stuff. I know. I just haven't been paying attention. But no, to your point, to answer your question, I obviously can't tell you that it will jinx them. What I can say is that there's only one direction. Well, there's 2 directions Manchester City can go. Straightforward and continue what they're doing, or down.
Yeah.
There is no. So if Oasis gets back together and let's just say you guys get slammed and the EFL ends up coming down on you. Let's say that does happen. Is that Oasis's fault?
Maybe.
Would it be worth it?
Yeah.
No.
Would you?
That's the question. So then
you've had a lot of success with Manchester City. Would it be worth Man City falling off a little bit if it meant you get to go to an Oasis concert?
No. And they are on my bucket list.
Oasis is?
Yeah. I was in Vegas. I actually asked you if there's any way that through your connections could get me tickets to go see them at the Palms when I was in Vegas for a fight over there. And like, oh man, I can't do it. Sorry.
You did?
And and to where I was actually looking at prices, and this is how stupid. I'm like, ooh, $70. I don't think I could make that.
Oh my God. And now you can add a 0 to that probably. Oh
Yeah.
my God. Well, there was a performance in Vegas on Friday. It was an Oasis, although you could say it was an oasis of fun in the middle of a desert where you lose a ton of money. As the Niners, the Niners and the Raiders faced off. Jason, it was look, I'm not, who cares about preseason, right? But in the last first preseason game is I like the bread of preseason. I don't like the meat. The top bun is always great because it's the first time you're seeing your guys in months.
The bottom bun?
The bottom bun is, I also think, great because you're seeing the last chance for a lot of people to catch on.
And dessert's coming.
And that's exactly right. We got to see Brock Purdy load up and go down the field and do his thing. That turned it, even watching Jake Moody kick a nice, decently long field goal was great. And by the way, I just want to acknowledge the game between the Raiders and the Niners on Friday. It turned out that was the only football that happened all weekend at any level. No other football happened. I mean, American football. Weird, right? The amount of people I had checking in on me, right, for Florida State, Georgia Tech, I'm honestly okay.
Yeah.
I really am okay.
You should be.
I
not in the sense like, hey, it's a game, in the sense of I don't want to say your team's fine, but they could be just fine, right?
They could be just fine.
Win the league, and you're in one of the 12 spots.
This goes back to what we talk about with preseason polling. Florida State's not a top 10 team.
Well, they'll have to prove it
in
later.
my opinion.
Yeah.
You lose Jared Verse. You lose Jordan Travis. DJ Uiagalelei is amazing. He is a phenom at everything but throwing.
Is that important for a quarterback?
I feel like it is.
Okay.
But they lost a ton of guys to the NFL.
Yeah.
It's just, whatever. Georgia Tech. What did we talk about last week? Georgia Tech always plays us hard.
Mm-hmm.
We're in Ireland. You know how that goes.
Oh, yeah. Win in Ireland. Throw the records out.
Wait, never talk about it. Anybody see the clips of Pat McAfee?
Oh, my God.
He was a mess.
Did what, after the game?
No.
During the game?
He did a show and was like, yeah, I took like 100 millis of an edible and was just pounding it. He was obliterated.
Wow. No, I didn't see that.
And he didn't do anything like career ending or
Yeah.
anything, but just, I mean, he was having a good time in Ireland.
Good for him.
Back to the Niners. So overall, Jason, Purdy looked a lot better.
Yeah.
And was in for almost too long because he also took a couple of hits.
He
I did
did.
not like that either. As far as the Raiders go, the Raiders actually look pretty decent too. I mean, and the fact that I'm glad there's no OT in a preseason.
Yeah, the one time I think football it's acceptable to have a tie preseason.
And in the end, I think that you're ready. Both teams are, I hope, ready, and the Niners now have a week plus.
2 weeks from tonight.
2 weeks from tonight. So they got hopefully within the week to solve the Ayuk and Trent Williams.
I know we got that later at Niners at 9, but that's a big deal. Like, and now it feels to me, I'm not even there. I'm not even with the team. I feel like it's now becoming a distraction. They may say it's not, but
is it a distraction to you and me, or is it a distraction to the team?
I would believe it's to the team. I mean, again, I always try to put us, so if like we're all doing this job every day and whatever, and we expect Chris here for the next season and Chris is not here. And it's like, well,
right.
We think he's coming. We know he wants
Right.
to be here, but why can't they figure this out? We're here every day. And then we're getting asked about it too. Right?
Yes. I would say.
And you know that you need him.
I'm looking it up right now, though, Jason. Not that it's great, but Nick Bosa signed on September 6th last year.
Right. Week of.
I don't know. I'm going to stick. It doesn't mean.
Yeah, the second you're signed, it's fine.
Right.
But it also feels like you're behind. Like, I feel like Trent Williams.
Yeah.
Will be fine, I think. But Ayuk, there's just timing and conditioning, and let's just say you get off to a slower start, or Dave Richards said that to us last week. He's like, generally guys that just get off to a slower start or sometimes get hurt. It's just little things.
Trying to see if there was a long time that for in between Nick Bosa signing and getting his first sack. Yeah, his first sack September 22nd. So I think that was his second game, if I remember correctly. But that doesn't mean I'm not trying to defeat your point there. You're absolutely right. And I agree with you on Trent Williams. I think you just come in tomorrow and start against whoever. And with Ayuk, I mean, you would hope not only has he been continuing to stay in shape, but you would also hope that he's had a playbook with him the whole time too. Like, okay, dude, sit out here, but know your plays.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know where that's going, but I would be incredibly not surprised if both of them just happen to sign this week, and here we go. But
let's hope so.
Yeah, just because the Niners signed him doesn't mean they can't trade. I'm talking about Ayuk.
Right.
So we'll take a break. When we come back, a little bit of baseball. Safe or out. The Giants 5 out of the wild card, the Little League World Series, and the Brewers had something to say about the Sacramento A's. We'll talk about that. They're broadcasting. We'll talk about that next.
Malik Monk plays here.
Started left, goes right, steps back, launches the three. Nothing but net. Oh, that was just filthy. Oh, my, that was sweet.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Most amateurs like to play for something on the course, and you'll be pleased to know the USGA doesn't object to informal wagering when it's a friendly bet with your friends. Some of the most popular wagers are the Nassau, which is 3 bets. Low score on the front, low score on the back, and a low score for the full 18. In a round robin, 2 members of the foursome team up against the other 2, but the catch is the partners rotate every 6 holes. In skins, the player that wins the hole earns the skin. If there's a tie, the skin is carried over and the next hole is worth 2 skins. And of course, don't forget wagers for greenies, landing your shot on a par 3 green, sandies, earning a save from the sand, woodies, parring after hitting a tree, and of course, Arnies, parring without hitting the fairway in honor of Arnold Palmer. So play away. Your amateur status is safe. For Golf to Go, I'm Frank LaRosa.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system? You were a bit surprised at how much it cost, or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Safe or out? It's time to go around baseball. 3 pitches, 3 swings. It's safe or out on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
All righty. Coming up in 13 minutes. Let you know what they said on the Brewers broadcast. Oh, maybe we'll get to that a little earlier. We'll see. Hey, you know what? We'll see what happens. In the meantime, Christopher Laud, safe or out? Question 1.
The Giants are 5 games out of the wild card with 30 to play. Safe or out? They ain't making the postseason.
They ain't making the postseason. That's safe. They ain't. They are not making the postseason. Now, that doesn't mean it's impossible, but it's going to have to be one of those things where it's really going to have to be one of those things where, oh, my God, it's so miraculous. I don't see it happening.
Yeah, I mean, there's no breadcrumbs to suggest it, right? They just got done with that super soft part of their schedule, didn't really gain that much ground. They still can't score consistently enough. Snell and Webb have been great.
Yeah.
That's what they got, and that's a team that's going to keep them near 500, but not enough. I don't see them making it. There's too much competition, too far behind. Not happening.
Shocking. By the way, Old and Polynese better pay up.
That's right, OP.
Let me ask you guys something. If OP does not pay up, how funny would it be to do like a Sacktown Sports video where I show up at his house in a cop uniform? What?
Pretty elite.
Pretty elite, right?
Yeah. How does it go? How do you think he handles that?
He probably. Well, I don't think OP would recognize me in a uniform. I think if I went up and introduced myself to him, he'd remember me. But I think if I rolled up out of nowhere in a cop uniform, it's like, yeah, I wouldn't call him OP probably. Old and Polynese.
Mr. Polynese.
Polynese, you were, we need to talk. You owe radio host Dave F. Carmichael $100 for your bet. You haven't paid.
I think you could go up to him and say your actual name, and he wouldn't.
Yeah, I think you're actually probably right. Let's see here, safe or out, but either way, I think OP's good for it. I hope so. He's got that NBA money, man. Number 3, please.
Florida beat Chinese Taipei in the Little League World Series on a walk-off bunt. Safe or out? It's tougher to watch the kids lose than seeing them win.
Second base, Norton.
He gets it down. Oh, it's perfect. Right there, he's going to win the Little League World Series championship.
Safe. I'm happy for the kids winning,
It's
man.
empathy.
I
You know
feel
those kids.
empathy. I don't know them. I don't know those kids from Taipei.
Yeah.
I don't care. What do I care about Taipei
Right.
or the kids? But I do. I feel so bad for them. They're just like as amazing as it is for the winners, and I'm super happy for them and USA and all that. Right. But those kids, man, and then they got to fly all the way back to Taipei, which is not a short flight. And then for the rest of their lives, something they did at 12 is just, not all of them, but for some of them, it's going to haunt them. They'll never be back.
Yeah.
That was at 12 years old, the height of their life. They had a chance to do one thing of which you only, we freak out about people in the Olympics, like, oh, they got to wait another 4 years. No, you can't come back. And you lost and no one's gonna be like, well, you're the international champion. It's like, who cares?
Right.
I mean, I care, but they won't. Yeah. So I find myself like, I see the celebration, but I always look for the kids.
Right.
And like, even there, like their heads are hung.
The throw home goes over the catcher's head, and he's just like, there's a point where he can try to make, he's not going to be making out, but he's like, oh,
how do you
just dejected?
How do you handle that at 12? Like, I would probably be near tears if we didn't get dessert.
Maybe you get extra dessert then.
It's just, those poor
ice cream helps.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. And honestly, I think that, like, you know what I think should happen with the Little League World Series if I was in charge is I think that the losers should get like something amazing. Like the losers in the championship.
A new car.
Yeah, something like, hey, I'd be fine with something like that.
So is it every team that loses in the...
No.
Oh,
No,
just
no, because those aren't the worst losers.
But the worst losers don't even win.
Tell me about
Chinese
it.
Taipei,
I'm a Niner fan.
At least Chinese Taipei won something.
That's what I'm saying. It's like the Niners won the NFC Championship,
Yeah.
but every year, like last year, who's Chinese Taipei? Me.
Head down.
Defeated. Oh, overtime. Okay, he scored. I just feel bad for them, Jason.
Understandably, I do too.
But apparently, I don't
USA.
feel bad for anyone. But yeah, USA. Screw you, Taipei. Number 3.
The Brewers broadcast said major league players may not want to sign in Sacramento due to the facilities. See for out. They've got a point.
We're like US Taipei now, right? We own it. Hey, just kidding, by the way. We're a little sensitive.
Oh, yeah,
about
I wouldn't
that.
mess around.
Just kidding. It was a radio
part of the
bit.
world.
Nope. We're gotcha. I mean, they do have a point in the sense that I think if it's down to like Sacramento or I don't know where Colorado, and it's the same money or similar. Yeah, I think I don't think they're gonna. And by the way, that has nothing to do with the city,
right?
And I think it does have something to do with the facilities, but it's more about John Fisher.
Yeah,
that's the thing. I don't want. It's not like Juan Soto is going to sign with the A's, but the clubhouse.
Right. I think it's to me, based on past experience, there's a couple of factors for someone signing. It's obviously money.
Yes.
Opportunity though. So if someone's coming and wants to sign someone to the A's and they're saying, hey, you're going to be our starting second baseman.
Yes.
Whereas Colorado is like, yeah, you'll be part of the infield. Like I might start, I might play, but that's where the A's could win out in that situation. But yeah, I think that's a factor. I think that's fair. That's safe. Right. There's so many question marks with just the future of the A's that I think it's going to be harder for them to sign players.
When we come back, Chris Biederman of the Bee had an article. Some of the stuff in there was what we talked about last week. He also had some new interesting things out as far as ticketing and how that's going for next year. We'll take a break. We'll come back with that. And also, what Aaron Judge is doing that has never been done in baseball history. And by the way, Jason, I have a guy. We're gonna have a guy who ends up playing for the for two different teams in the same game. Two different teams in the same game, but that's not even the craziest part of it. We'll tell you next.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out sacktownsports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on sacktownsports.com.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
You never know when you might need someone to represent you on your behalf. And if you're ever in a situation like this, you want to make sure that you feel good about it, that you're comfortable, and that you know that certain someone that can help you out. That'll work for you. And you've probably seen lawyers on TV that have a 1-800 number, claim to be local, and you're not going to reach the person that you see on TV. Let's put it that way. They go through those cases quickly and just kind of turn through them and just want to get as many people in and out as possible. So how about someone that's going to go to bat for you, someone that you're going to get a chance to know, someone that's in our community? I'm talking about the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez right in downtown Sacramento. So he's right here. He's one of us. And like I said, doesn't rush through these cases. He will connect with you and help you in your area of need, whether it's a expungement, an auto accident, wrongful termination, whatever you feel you need the need for representation. I suggest you contact sacklegaldefense.com or call them at 916-304-9187. Again, that's the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez at sacklegaldefense.com or 916-304-9187.
Celebrate Sacramento Rivercats baseball during our 25th anniversary season. Pick your favorite weekly promotion, giveaway game, or theme night, and join the fun at Sutter Health Park. Stick around post-game every Friday and Saturday night as we light up the sky with the brightest fireworks in town. For a full promotion schedule and to buy tickets, visit rivercats.com. We'll see you there.
Labor Day, our annual celebration of workers and their achievements, was first observed in New York, and the first Monday in September became a national holiday in 1894. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. Each year we commemorate Labor Day with parades, picnics, and family gatherings. And right now, Naturewood Home Furnishings is celebrating with their exceptional whole store Labor Day sale. Would you like to refresh your living room? Would you like to restyle your bedroom? Maybe you want to redesign your home office. No matter whether it's your dining room, kids' rooms, accents, or accessories, Naturewood's unique store-wide Labor Day sale offers savings in every department and savings on every brand like Stanton, Omnia, England, Stickley, Flex Steel, and all the rest of the award-winning furniture. When it comes right down to it, it's all about choices and always about quality. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings right now for this remarkable Labor Day sale. Off Highway 50 at Hazel, look for the water wheel.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sacktown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
At Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda, we make the dream of owning a new car easy and stress-free.
With prices that you just can't say no to. Save on our best selection of the year during the final days of the Honda Summer Event.
Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company. Sold on report.
For most of the people that walk in our store, it's been an ongoing, non-stop issue, and they're finally walking into the Good Feet store. Okay, the guy that came into my store last year that has had plantar fasciitis for 30 years. I looked at him, I said, "Are you kidding me? I've been here for 14. Where have you been?" I helped relieve a problem that's plagued him for 30 years. I mean, how do you not go home and talk about that?
Come to the Good Feet store now for a free fitting and test walk.
Hey, daydreamer. Did we catch you thinking about your dreams? With Wells Fargo Premier, a team can help you plan for them. So let's imagine your biggest dream. Not the easy one, the one behind it. The one you work towards every day and every night. Can you see it? Then we can help you plan for it. Ready to start planning for your dreams? You can at wellsfargo.com/getpremier.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
No look, Bibby to Weber down the lane, flying jam. There's your play of the night right there. It's inside is Sabonis, a two-hand rip, a brilliant pass from De'Aaron Fox.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Sacktown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
If you don't know the name Danny Jansen, know it. So Danny Jansen, this is a convoluted story. All right. Danny Jansen was at the plate for the Blue Jays against the Red Sox a while back. He had no one count, and the game was suspended due to weather. Now, a pinch hitter doesn't inherit a 2-strike count, so any action is going to be charged to the pinch hitter in the redo. When the Red Sox then acquired Jansen from the Blue Jays later in the year, and they sent their catcher, they DFA'd him, so he's gone. He was the starting catcher in the suspended game. So that means there is a high probability when they resume that the guy that was on the Red Sox at the plate when the game got suspended and was then traded to the Blue Jays later in the year will now catch in that game when they resume it, meaning he's going to play for two different teams in the same game. But not only would he be the first player to ever play for both teams in the same game, but if he enters as expected at catcher, he will have both batted and caught for two separate teams in the same at bat.
Explain that one.
The last pro player to play for both teams in the same game was Dale Holman. Remember Dale? He did it in AAA in the 86 season. And suspended games kind of make things a little goofy. But he's going to catch his own at bat, technically, for two different teams.
It's so weird.
That is so weird. And it's going to be a thing. And they're going to make a thing about it.
I always remember as a kid that one stat that was Joel Youngblood was the only one that he got a hit for two teams in the same day.
Yeah.
Like it was a day
the
game maybe,
Giants
and they got traded and then got a hit or whatever.
Yeah, it was like a doubleheader.
Yeah, or something like that.
That was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That will probably never get broken.
Yeah.
That's back in the Chris Spire days. Oh, baby.
Cool.
In the last 100 games, Aaron Judge has batted .378 with 45 home runs and 106 RBI. He's the first player in history to hit .375 or better with 45 or more home runs and 100 or more RBI in a 100-game span. Nope, Barry Bonds didn't do it either. Wow.
Yeah, he had such a hideous first month. It's amazing he's having this kind of year. Like if he did anything in that first month.
Yeah, and he didn't.
Yeah, and now his average is good, leading RBI, leading in home runs.
If you guys have seen this stat, then beg out. But Shohei Ohtani joined the 40-40 club.
Uh-huh.
Okay, he now joins Jose Canseco, Barry Bonds, Alex Rodriguez, Alfonso Soriano, Ronald Acuna Jr., and now Shohei Ohtani. Acuna Jr. did it last year. What do those 6 players have in common?
Wait, say the names again.
Canseco, Acuna Jr., Soriano, Bonds, Rodriguez, Ohtani.
I don't know.
They have one really and for 3 of them, it's understandable. They have one very incredible thing in common. All 6 40, every 40 for 40 player to ever go 40 for 40 has not made the Hall of Fame.
Oh, wow.
None of them are in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, Ohtani and, and Acuna Jr., that's understandable, but none of the other guys. So basically, you go 40 for 40.
Yeah.
40-40? Nope.
What's that mean for you?
Ain't working, pal. Our friend Chris Biederman. Biederman had an article on the A's coming to Sacramento and the ticketing and all that. Now, we talked last week about that graphic that Last Dive Bar put out, and it turns out it was pretty accurate. It just wasn't put out by the team, but we knew that. And Biederman actually referenced that in his article. So the premium seating options are now being sold, and he got some more specifics. So the most sought-after seats closest to home plate sold out in 2 weeks, according to a source who had knowledge of the sales but was not authorized to speak. So this is going to be an A/King source, certainly. And by the way, none of what I'm about to say is any way, shape, or form a knock on Biederman's reporting. He did a fantastic job. The most sought after seats closest to home plate sold out in 2 weeks. Is that 4? Is that the 2 behind home plate? Is that Vivek seats? Is that I don't
You
know.
need no context, yeah.
Yeah, no context. The cost of the seats was not disclosed, but the other premium seats are, as we said last week, expected to cost between $15,000 and $20,000 per seat each season, or about $183 to $244 per game. Now, just for a comparison, the average there between 183 and 244. The LA Dodgers had the most expensive average season ticket price in baseball last year, or this year, I should say, at $209 per game. And the average there is 183 to 244. Now, context. The Dodgers have a huge stadium. That's the average season. So that factors in like the nosebleed of nosebleeds and every seat altogether. I would not expect, we'll see, but if the average cost of these premium seats is 183 to 244 per game for the A's, I would really not expect them to be near the Dodgers when it comes to average prices overall. But
they are.
They are right now.
Yeah.
What else do I have here? Okay, what's included? We talked about this. Parking, food, beverage, and access to the recently renovated premium areas, the Solon Club, Legacy Club, and Gilt Edge Club, will be accessible for premium ticket holders. Now, they're only being sold in person, with roughly 10 to 12 being sold per day. That's the horseshoe between third and first base we talked about last week. Now, I've had questions about this. I know we talked about this last week too. When it says food and beverage, and by the way, I don't know this. I can't imagine alcohol is included.
I'd be surprised.
I think we're talking hot dogs and sodas and waters and stuff. The premium plan, again, the info was right last week, requires a 3-year commitment, but standard tickets will not, according to that person. So the first phase are these like super close seats and then the bottom horseshoe. The second phase, which they have no date set for, at least publicly, is going to be, all the tickets, right? The third phase is going to be luxury suite sales that will go on sale after the traditional tickets, which is phase 2. Those prices, we don't know anything yet on those. But we also know that construction has already started on the River Cats home clubhouse, the batting cages, the weight rooms. The home clubhouse will serve as the visiting clubhouse for A's games. There will also be an upgraded press box, broadcast booths, and lighting to go with the artificial turf. First regular season game, March 31st against the Cubbies. And again, just Biederman reiterating here that they will not play River Cats and A's on the same day at any point. They will alternate home and away dates or each be on the road. AAA teams play 6-game series lasting a week with days off on Monday to accommodate travel. So that'll help them share the ballpark. So that's a lot of stuff. I'm really curious. I'm curious, like everybody else, when are they going to release the regular tickets?
Yep.
And how are those going to sell? And then ultimately, will they, if it's not a 3-year commitment, will they sell out? I think they probably will.
Yeah, again, I mean, as painful as it might be to the pocketbook, I think the 3-year deal is smart on their behalf, because I think I think we're going to be, we said this before, but after year 1, maybe year 2, especially if at some point in that window, they will know, like, they are going to Vegas. Like,
right.
It's signed, it's agreed, this is happening or not, but let's assume it does. Then I think if you're continually winning 70 games and it's year 2.5 to year 3 and you're going, yeah, the tickets are sold, but in the 17,000 seat, there's 11,000.
A lot of empty fans,
whatever it is.
And a lot of the fans going as empty seats.
It's 108 today. Yeah, I'm not going to go today.
And that's kind of where, and I still also want to find out too, if they're going to, they probably won't, but how do you not have like a super season ticket where, like, okay, your ticket gets you these seats to every A's and River Cats game
and Kings.
And that would actually be dope. Because I do agree with you, Jason. I think that's a big ask to go and sit for 3. And there's some people that are fine with doing that. But I think the populace going and sitting in the outdoors for 3.5 to 4 hours every day this summer, damn near, to ultimately watch that's really what their marketing kind of is come watch other Major League Baseball players play in Sacramento.
Yeah.
And it's like, apply that to the Kings. Like, what if it was like, hey, we know we suck. And we know that there's really no chance of us not sucking unless we just catch lightning in a bottle randomly. But you can see Dame Lillard and Giannis and Nikola Jokic right here in Sacramento. I think I would do really well the first year. But the other part of that is that just like with the Kings, they could go to Oakland and see the Warriors. Well, you've got both Oakland and San Francisco that people have gone to for years.
Right.
I truly do hope I'm wrong. I think they're severely overestimating the appetite for A's baseball in Sacramento. And I think the attendance and the tickets and all that, I think it's going to be fine the first year. I do. I think the first year is going to actually be really good, really cool attendance wise and all that stuff. But man, what if the team is this team next year? Like, there's no reason to think they're not gonna be.
Right.
But what if next year, all summer long, everyone's been going, we're sitting here in late August, and the Sacramento A's, baby, the Sacramento A's are sitting at 56-75. They've won 5 of their last 10. They're splitting it.
Hey, they only won 50 last year.
Huh?
They only
won 50. Yeah, they're better this year. Sort of.
Yeah.
And then
they might get to 70 wins.
And then who are they keeping people? Are they spending any extra money? Are they doing anything on the field to make this team more exciting?
Right.
Or are they doing less because there's less money to go around as far as the TV deal, reportedly, less money to go around as far as revenue, you would think.
Yeah. Because general rule of thumb when you're moving locations is we need some sizzle. We want Sacramento to feel good about this.
Right.
We want Vegas to now feel good about this team.
Yeah.
We're dealing with John Fisher.
And that's the thing.
Man, I didn't even think about that. Vegas watching the A's in Sacramento and just being like, ugh.
This is what we're getting.
Yeah.
While you're watching this $1.5 billion ballpark you paid for go up. It's like, yes, this is super better than an expansion team without John Fisher attached to it and no history whatsoever that we can make our own and our own colors and our own name and our own owner that's like dynamic and like wants to win and has a ton of cash. No, let's take the biggest joke franchise literally in American sports with the biggest joke owner literally in all of American sports. Let's bring him down to Vegas.
I don't think it's fair calling the A's the biggest joke in American sports.
Who's bigger?
I would say it's probably close between them and the San Jose Earthquakes.
I meant like sports that matter, Chris. Come on. San Jose Earthquakes.
What do they both have in common?
They're both in the Bay Area, right?
And owned by?
Oh, damn it, John Fisher. Yeah. He's not good at that. Stick to Old Navy, dude, and the Gap.
Stick to saving the Giants in San Francisco.
There you go. That was good.
Yeah.
We'll take a break.
If he stopped there, everyone would love him.
What a different world that'd be. You'd be a billionaire that everybody loved. Except Chris. When we come back, 3 for Madness. There are no good billionaires. The U.S. Open starts this week. This is a Jason-centric segment. He is our tennis expert. We'll get to that next.
Can Mike Brown build on last season's Coach of the Year award? Can the Kings exceed 48 wins?
We will be better prepared to make the run that we expect to run come next playoff.
Tune into every Kings game this season on Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
Hi, I'm Angie Hicks, co-founder of Angie. When you use Angie for your home projects, you know all your jobs will be done well. Roof repair? Done well. Kitchen sink install? Done well. Deck upgrades? Done well. Electrical upgrade? Done well. Angie's been connecting homeowners with skilled pros for nearly 30 years, so we know the difference between done and done well. Hire high-quality, certified pros at Angie.com.
Whether you're tinkering in your garage or tackling big projects, if you know the value of working with your hands, you know Harbor Freight. And you can be confident knowing that at Harbor Freight, you can get quality tools at prices that work just as hard as you do. Because the only thing more satisfying than a job well done is a job well done, well under budget. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
We have a big meeting today downtown at 1:30. You and I.
12:30.
That already messed up the time.
Yeah. Hey, Dave's late.
Meeting at 12:30, so that means no nap between show and then. I mean, I guess I gotta leave my house at noon.
Yeah.
And I won't get home until at least 10:30, probably later because it's Monday. That's an hour and a half. I'll be too. It's not like I'd go home and instantly sleep.
Yeah, because then you think I got to sleep now so I can get 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Yeah,
can't fall asleep. And then I just got breaking news that I got to pick the kids up from school and take Mason to soccer practice. That's at 3. Can't sleep after the meeting.
Busy afternoon.
Maybe a 4 p.m. quick.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I don't like doing that.
At that point, it's like it's too close to.
Yeah, I don't like doing that. And then I'm on dinner tonight. Yeah.
What's the plan? What healthy thing are you making tonight?
Yeah. Probably something with chicken. Something chickeny.
Oh, you're not ready?
Not ready with it?
Yeah.
I got some options. Probably something chickeny. I have a cauliflower. I have to figure that one out.
Okay.
Do I want to make it straight up? Do I want to mash it? Do I want to rice it?
Mash.
That's right. There's a lot going on here. AB says Dave's for shredded chicken. Hey, fun fact about me. I don't like shredded meat of any kind. I just don't like the texture. Shredded pork, shredded chicken.
So good.
I just don't, I don't know. There's something about the shredding. It's like eating meat strings. I'm not into it. I get it. It's weird. I want meat chunks, not meat strings.
I love how there's a different. Oh, this is so gross, but this one is delicious.
Chunk good,
string bad.
Strings bad. Hey, Zebra and I are both gonna have. I think I made a 3-bean salad for a side dish. So there we go. We're both gonna have that 3-bean salad.
Stinky.
Yeah,
didn't want to throw a fourth one in.
Great point. Actually, it's technically a 5-bean salad.
Oh.
I threw a white bean, a cannellini bean, and a garbanzo bean in with the green bean, black bean, kidney bean.
Throw in the jelly.
The what?
Jelly
bean. The late great Kobe bean.
Yeah, refried.
Mister.
I'll give Chris the capper on that one. 3 for Madness. Question 1.
The U.S. Open starts this week. Who's your favorite on the men and women's side?
I wrote this purposely. Djokovic.
Yeah.
And Coco Gauff.
Perfect. Good answer. See, you're the tennis guy.
I am.
Yeah.
Like, now, had I written the question, name 4 players on the men's side, 4 players on the women's side.
Too much to ask. Yeah.
I
think you have good picks.
Djokovic, Medvedev, Alcaraz, and Nadal.
Yeah. And Nadal might be hurt.
Okay. I need a 4th guy. Who's the one Greek dude that's always
Who's
angry?
the guy that we had the headline for last week?
Zeus.
Not
that you couldn't believe was
number 1. Sinner.
There you go.
There we go.
You did it.
Oh, no, it's Nick. I don't
Kyrgios?
know. Yeah, isn't he always yelling at people?
I think so.
Okay, and then on the women, Venus, Serena, Monica, and Steffi.
Yes.
Okay. How about you?
I like your picks.
Okay.
Djokovic, that's who I would pick.
Yeah.
And Coco to repeat.
What? Coco to repeat. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
And I 100% knew she won it last year. Question 2.
Question 2.
What is your favorite U.S. Open memory?
So the U.S. Open kind of used to be mandatory viewing. Like, we talk about like the benchmarks for football to let us know. Like, the U.S. Open always to me was like one of the dying sports yelps of summer. Like, U.S. Open's here, pretty soon we got football. It's going to be those crispy fall days and playoff baseball. And for me, there's, at least in my generation, and he was a little before me, I saw the tail end, but I just don't know if anyone's ever been more beloved at the U.S. Open than Jimmy Connors.
Yeah.
And watching Jimmy Connors play and have a running commentary with everybody is some of my earliest and most fun tennis memories, even later in his career. I think there was one year where he actually had a couple of upsets in a row and was really gaining steam. I want to say maybe made it to the semis or something like that. And he didn't win it, but I think Jimmy and everybody out there in Flushing has a very unique relationship.
That's the one I was thinking of too. Would that be a tournament you'd want to go to? Because it feels like New York loves that tournament.
I would. Yeah. I would want to go to that.
We're watching it. It's cool,
yeah.
But like there, it just looks like that's a vibe that seems pretty electric.
If you take the whole travel and all that garbage out of the way, you can go to the U.S. Open Finals or the Wimbledon Finals.
I think I'd pick Wimbledon,
yeah.
But just because I guess they both have history, but probably that.
I think I'd pick Wimbledon too, the history, and then I'd also feel like I could get the U.S. Open. I have like very little interest in the French Open. Mm-hmm. I feel like the French Open sucks. It's like it's just clay and weird. It's like a difference. The French. Okay, let's see if this works. 2 sports I know very little about. The French Open is the NASCAR road track of tennis. Does that work?
I feel like it does.
Like, I feel like it's the same sport, but it's different. It's almost like a different sport.
And also on top of it, there are fans that specifically love that
that's their thing.
Event more.
And participants that could own road tracks, much like people own, like Nadal has won so many. Where it almost seems, I'm not questioning his talent. That's not fair. But you go, he's won like 10 of them.
Yeah. He's the most dominant clay player, I think, of all time.
Just doing it differently than anyone else.
And I don't get it. But the thing is, it's like it's so different because you have to learn how to like slide everywhere.
Yeah.
And I always wondered when it comes to clay, like, how filled are your shoes?
Oh, yeah.
With clay.
Right.
By the way, Rafael Nadal has 4 U.S. Opens, 2 Wimbledons, and 2 Australian Opens. That's a total of 8. He has 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 French Opens. Rafael Nadal is a fraud. He's a French Open fraud, baby. But
That's
we're
amazing.
okay with him. He's a gold medalist, too. Yeah. Number 3, please.
Question 3.
Is there maybe a connection between the decline of baseball and the decline of tennis with a younger audience?
I thought about this, Jason, because, excuse me. Okay, so you're both swinging rackets to hit balls or bats. You know, you're swinging to hit a ball. Okay, so and that's what and they're on fields, so that's what they have in common. But I think it's an attention span thing. I do think there's something in common there. I truly believe that the women's, and I'm not trying to be all super woketon here. I really mean this. I think the women's game of tennis now is more fun than the men's game of tennis. It's more fun for me to watch because the men's game is like, I'm going to serve it 204 miles an hour, and every once in a while you might return it, and then we'll have a couple rallies per match. But for the most part, I'm just going to overpower you. And not that there aren't women that can overpower others in tennis, but I feel like a lot more in tennis, I'm going to get the 10, 11, 12-point rallies.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I love. If I'm watching tennis, I want the personalities. I want the vocality, if you will, not the grunting. I can't. That should be illegal. But I want the like 12, 13, 14 hit rallies where one dude dives and then the other girl slams it and then between the legs and the crowd's like, oh, like that.
So maybe attention span is not the answer though. Like,
yeah,
a lot of times we go because the time of games or length, but you're okay if it's a 20 hit rally as opposed to serve ace over.
Yeah, I'm not into that. So maybe it isn't attention. You're right. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But it just, we talked about this the other day. We've had a long running conversation about baseball. But with tennis, I mean, we talked about it just like when we were doing the whole Sampras, Michael Chain, and Gavis. Right. Yeah, it's just not. But then again, are there like 13-year-old kids right now? They're like, oh my God, tennis has never been better.
Well, I'm sure to some level, right?
That's the perspective I can't ever get. Like, are there 10 to 20-year-olds right now that are huge sports fans like we were when we were that age?
Right.
And the players that we're looking at right now that we don't really know, are they the Agassiz and the Samprases?
Right.
And the Grafs and the Sellises.
Yeah.
And I feel like no, because we'd see them in more commercials.
Well, we just, like Serena just finished, and that might be one of the best tennis players of all time. And the reality is what this trio of Nadal, Federer, and Djokovic have more majors or Grand Slams than all of them. Yeah. So you just hit like the peak time and it's not driving.
And it's not. And then I look at like, who are the new guys? Is it Alcaraz? Is it Medvedev?
Sinner?
Yeah. We'll take a break when we come back. Let's talk about this Greg Maddux doc, but just why I was absolutely crushed yesterday at 5 p.m. when the doc came on. I have thoughts about this next.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sacktown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Welcome to your Monday. Nice and cool start to the day. As we head through the afternoon, we'll enjoy plenty of sunshine and temperatures feeling a bit warmer. Expect daytime highs to peak in the low to mid 90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
It's been said an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And when it comes to a nice, cool summer, it's so true. Right now, get a complete air conditioner tune-up for just $59. Bonnie, plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air. Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696355.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body?
Huh?
That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Tommy! I can't wait for golf this weekend, huh, buddy? Time flies. Love you, man. Oh, don't forget your knee brace again. We aren't in college anymore.
Moments together matter, so help protect yourself from RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV, and there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
It's Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room, and guess what? Primetime football is back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. As always, offering the best food, the best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. So check them out, Capital Casino, and always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Sacramento, Dierks Bentley's coming to town.
Getting drunk on a plane.
For his only show in California this year, Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park for Country in the Park 2.
What was I thinking?
And he's bringing some friends. Harmony.
I want to close your eyes for this.
Tyler Rich.
Be the difference.
Dasha.
Did your boobs stop working?
And more. Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park. Get your tickets today before they're sold out at CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by the California Army National Guard and Red's Pizzeria and Tap House.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kip Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kip Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sacktown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors.
The PGA club fitters at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio know that golf should be fun. They also know that players of all abilities will hit the ball farther and straighter, play better golf, shoot lower scores, and have more fun if they get fitted before they purchase golf clubs. Hagen Oaks delivers the same technology and major brands used to fit PGA and LPGA professionals. See how the game can be even more fun. Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio fittings are available 7 days a week. Make yours today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
On Sacktown Sports.
Just a reminder, not that you need one. Apparently, it's a bank holiday in England. Apparently, they have bank holidays every other week. And that's what they call them, bank holidays. We will have a holiday on Monday.
Yeah, a week from today.
So we will not be here for Labor Day.
Yeah.
It's actually 2 days of holidays in a row for me. Sunday, also a holiday. Because it's Creed Day.
Oh.
Can you take me higher? Yeah. Sunday.
Excited?
Oh man, I'm so excited. I'm trying to temper it because it's probably gonna be all like, you know,
isn't that 100?
I know, but you know,
vocally maybe.
We'll see. Looking forward. A lot of
Can you? What if he went the other way? Can you back in game?
And no, I haven't even looked. This is how weird. I haven't even looked to see like who the hell is opening for Creed.
Oasis.
Are you one of those people that looks at the set list to know what to? Oh, you are.
I am one finger 11.
What?
Well, you know, Three Doors Down is also opening as well. But what's the name? What? It's not Sacramento. What's it called where they play? The place up north.
Wheatland.
Thank you, Wheatland. Who's opening for Creed in Wheatland? I don't know. It doesn't say. I hope it's. I know a couple of Three Doors Down songs. Would you call me
Superman?
Oh, yeah. There you go. I was like, I don't know this now.
Holding my hand.
Yeah, I know that one. Kryptonite. But also Finger 11. Oh, Three Doors Down and Finger 11 will open for Creed. I guess my only question about Finger 11 is why didn't you stop at 10? So Creed. Just I'm let's go. And
what do they have, about 5 songs? 5? Is that fair? 6?
Higher.
Yeah.
My Sacrifice.
Yeah.
With Arms Wide Open.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. My Own Prison. What If? I mean, I'm going to get into some other cuts now, but
so you're all in.
I'm all in, dude.
Okay.
And like I'm an aware Creed. I am an aware Creed. I've always been aware of the creediness of Creed, and I embrace it. Like I get it. I get who I'm going to be surrounded by at the Creed concert.
And who's that? Describe.
Great people.
Nate Littlefield.
Is he going?
I know he's a big Creed guy.
What if you guys are next to each other?
I don't think there's a big chance of that happening.
Whoa. What's that mean?
I'm sure he'll have far better seats. That's what I meant. Like I have very finicky musical taste at times. Like I'm the guy that doesn't really like Radiohead, but man, you give me a Coldplay show, I'm going. I'm the guy that's like, you know what? Yeah, most of their stuff sucks, but there's about 12 Nickelback songs I enjoy. Maybe 10.
12.
Maybe 8.
Maybe 3.
6.
2.
Whatever. There's going to be all kinds of jorts. Affliction shirts.
Oh, especially in Wheatland.
Oh, baby. It's going to be awesome.
Are you going to have jorts on?
I don't think I own any jorts. I could make some out of some old jeans. Maybe some cutoffs. I'll distress them.
Bedazzle
them. Wear an old Affliction shirt. You know what? That's actually a great idea, Jason. I think I am going to go to Creed dressed in the most 90s, early 2000s gear I can find. Do you have any FUBU left over? Something. Remember when it was cool to wear those? Remember those bike hats, cycling hats that people would wear sometimes? And it was like a little cap, and then the brim was straight up.
So
and say
cool.
Like Peugeot on it.
Yeah, I had 5 of those.
You need to find one of them. Yeah, maybe a what's not a fisherman's hat? What's the mushy hat you put on top?
I know what you're talking. A bucket hat.
Bucket hat.
Oh,
not a bucket hat.
Bucket hat, jorts.
Find my. I'm sure I got an old cake shirt somewhere.
Yeah. And then your socks with
sandals.
And you're ready. Maybe a neon necklace.
Maybe not sandals. I'll throw on a pair of Keds. All right, so I'm ready to watch this Maddux doc yesterday. We've been talking about it. We've been doing all this stuff.
Great clips that we've played.
And so I know it's on at 5 p.m. on Sunday. Excuse me. So I am stoked, right? I am 100% stoked. And turns out, just as it's about ready to start, I'm figuring I'm going on ESPN. I'm looking in the guide. I go, oh man, wait. What? It's on MLB Network. It's on MLB Network at 5. And YouTube TV doesn't have MLB Network. And I have no idea how to access MLB Network. So what are we going to do? Pirate? How can I watch it without getting like subscribing to DirecTV or Fubo? And it just, I'm not going to do that just to watch this doc, but I really want to. Now I want to watch it more than I did before because I can't watch it. Because the clips that have been coming out were great.
All right.
Then I was on the phone with you last night. We started going on this roll here because I think it's great that Greg Maddux has a doc, right? But what about his brother, Mike Maddux?
That's right.
And we're not making a joke. Greg Maddux had a brother who was a pitcher named Mike Maddux that had quite the career.
Yeah.
And then, this is Jason and I on the phone last night at like 9:30. What if there was a third? I truly believe this would be a cool 30 for 30. What if it was all like brothers of famous players that played? So like Mike Maddux, Ozzie Canseco. I had another one in there last night. Now I forget.
Seth Curry.
Seth Curry. Thank you. And I know that there's more. And
I said Chris Murray.
You said Chris Murray, brother of Keegan. These brothers that are in the shadow.
Ooh, what if it ended up Keegan being on that 30 for 30
instead of Chris?
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's usually one brother does what. Now, I'm not talking fathers and sons, not talking brothers and sisters or fathers and daughters or mothers and sons. No, it's a couple of brothers that played. Because who the hell remembers Ozzie Canseco other than people that were around when Jose Canseco played? It sounds like you're making a joke. Like if you're like, oh, well, remember when Tito Jordan played? Michael didn't like him.
Dan McGuire.
Dan McGuire, yes.
Different sport even.
Right. And wasn't Dan like didn't he get drafted by the Seahawks at quarterback, I want to say? Yeah. Tommy Aaron. We were talking last night and we stopped because it was like, I know the audience is going to know some more people. Yes. Although I don't think Tommy's still with us. I could be wrong.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I actually think that would be a very cool 30 for 30. I think it would be a very cool 30 for 30 to explore how these folks do in their older, younger brothers. I think it'd be even harder if it was your younger brother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Who did we say last night? Joe Niekro?
Joe Niekro.
Yeah.
And that's what I was wondering, like, does Joe Niekro qualify? Like, was he Phil Niekro was super good. Was Joe Niekro good or was he just
pretty good?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Billy Ripken.
Yeah, that's a really good
Billy
one.
Ripken. That's a great poll.
Yeah.
Because Billy Ripken, at least for me, when I think of Billy Ripken, I think of his baseball card.
Yeah.
That's what Billy Ripken means to me.
Chris Gwynn.
Yes. Chris Gwynn. That was his brother. Not his. Didn't he have a son?
He had a son as well.
Thanasis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like, that's enough right there.
Did you say Seth Curry? I'm sorry. I was looking at that.
Yeah, we said Seth Curry. Does John Barry count? No, because John Barry was Rick Barry's son, number one, but maybe like Scooter. But
Scooter because Brent and John.
Brent, yeah, that's a tough one. Because,
or Cooper Manning.
Oh my God.
Peyton and Eli.
That's the best one. Even though he was a wide receiver at Ole Miss, I want to say. So he didn't play pro because he hurt himself. But golly, and I think Cooper was the oldest.
Yeah.
So your two younger brothers go on to win multiple Super Bowls each, and both are going to, well, Peyton is, and Eli probably will be in the Hall of Fame. Close, but probably. Both Hall of Fame. Oh, and your dad. Cooper Manning's the one.
Yeah.
Actually, that should be Cooper and Friends.
Cooper Manning was in summer practices before he found out that he had, what was it, a spinal issue?
Yeah.
Spinal stenosis.
Yes.
So he didn't even play for Ole Miss.
Imagine that. I mean, imagine being Cooper Manning. Your dad is a legend. Both of your younger brothers are legends. And I'm sure he's like a great guy. He's probably successful in whatever he does.
Yeah.
But
he made Arch Manning.
That's true.
There is, every time one of the Lopez brothers is in town.
Yes.
So Brooke or Robin.
Uh-huh.
There's another brother that's there.
That
sits
is?
down below us. That's gigantic. and you're going, I wonder what happened to him.
So you'd have to talk about. So then, if we're going to do that, they didn't. Maybe as subtopics, you could have like the Jokic brothers,
yes,
the Lopez brothers,
yeah,
Harvey Grant.
That's
a decent one. Jason Jeremy Giambi, does that count? See, the problem is I don't know if it should just be limited to like really, really good players and their brothers that weren't great, or just in general. But I do think there's something there. I didn't screen this call. I'm worried. Hey, you're on with Dave and Jason. Good morning.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, it's Dominic from San Francisco.
Hey, Dom.
Thanks for taking my... Is anybody else wondering why ABC gets a pass on completely botching the end of the Little League World Series yesterday?
I didn't. Okay, so I saw the clip.
Yeah, I didn't see it live.
I didn't see it live, though. How'd they botch it?
Oh, it was shades of the Raiders Heidi game. The game's scheduled for 6 innings. It went to the 8th inning, extra innings, and the U.S. team from Florida playing Chinese Taipei. The USA team squelches a Chinese Taipei rally in the top of the 8th. So they go to commercial to go to the bottom of the 8th. The USA team just needs to score a run, and they win for the first time in 8 tries. So the commercials are taking a while. And then, you have a couple of truck commercials, a couple of cell phone commercials, and then a protracted 2-minute Dancing with the Stars commercial. And me and my brother are looking at each other saying, something's wrong here. At the end of the commercial for Dancing with the Stars, they cut to the game. I don't know how many outs there are, but the USA team has a guy on second base, and a batter lays down a bunt and wins it with no explanation of how the guy got on second, no replay, no telling you how many outs there were. It was the most unprofessional thing I've ever seen in my life.
Wow. I did not know that.
I didn't either.
It's weird. I'm searching ABC Dancing with the Stars Little League World Series, and nothing's coming up as far as, I'm not saying, I'm sure what Dom's saying is true, but apparently not enough for anyone to, that sucks. I mean, you can't do that, Jason,
Right.
You gotta
at least they got the winning play, but you don't understand how everybody got on base. Yeah.
I need context.
Right.
And that is the theme of the show today. We'll take a break. When we come back, we've got some comments Domantas Sabonis made in regards to DeMar DeRozan being a part of the Sacramento Kings. We'll get to that next. But first, and before we get to that, it's Monday, and that means it is American Energy Monday. That's right. They are the sponsors of Monday. They own Monday. They paid for it. It is theirs. And throughout the course of today, I would appreciate it wherever you are, work, home, on the phone, it's not, hey, today's Monday. It's, hey, today's Monday, brought to you by our friends at American Energy. See what they say. And if somebody says, what are you talking about? We'll explain to them. It's incredibly simple that American Energy is your second opinion partner. That's why they sponsor Monday. They make the uncomfortable comfortable. That's why they sponsor Monday. If you had a tech come out and diagnose your HVAC system and you were surprised at the cost of the repair, or if something was kind of off about the quote, American Energy takes pride in giving honest, straightforward solutions to get your system up and running. Call them today at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable. We may have a solution to Don's phone call. We'll get to that in Domantas Sabonis next.
Our first year as the radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never forget.
Going deep down the sideline for our you. He's got it, and he's gone. 10, 5, touchdown! San Francisco! Ayuk is on fire!
Congratulations to the 49ers on a terrific year. And thank you for so many wonderful memories.
Experience a golf tournament as refined as you are. The Pro Court Championship at Silverado Resort, September 12th through the 15th. Be there as the best of Napa meets the best of the PGA Tour. With world-class wine experiences, breathtaking views, and incredible golf. It's like this weekend was made for you. The Pro Court Championship, September 12th through the 15th. For tickets, go to ProCourtChampionship.com.
I would end the day with sore feet, sore legs. The drugstore inserts that I was purchasing were really not very useful at all. I walked into the Good Feet store and the guy kind of grinned at me and said, I hear that a lot. I was living with chronic pain before going to the Good Feet store. Now I don't really have that problem. I'm able to do the things that I expect to be able to do, even at my advanced age. I feel pretty good about what's going on. Come to the Good Feet store now for a free fitting and test walk.
Labor Day, our annual celebration of workers and their achievements, was first observed in New York, and the first Monday in September became a national holiday in 1894. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. Each year we commemorate Labor Day with parades, picnics, and family gatherings. And right now, Naturewood Home Furnishings is celebrating with their exceptional whole store Labor Day sale. Would you like to refresh your living room? Would you like to restyle your bedroom? Maybe you want to redesign your home office. No matter whether it's your dining room, kids' rooms, accents, or accessories, Naturewood's unique store-wide Labor Day sale offers savings in every department and savings on every brand like Stanton, Omnia, England, Stickley, Flex Steel, and all the rest of the award-winning furniture. When it comes right down to it, it's all about choices and always about quality. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings right now for this remarkable Labor Day sale. Off Highway 50 at Hazel, look for the water wheel.
Hi, this is Frank LaRosa.
And this is Scott Marsh.
Join us weekly for Golf to Go right here on Sacktown Sports. We talk to all the local golf experts in the area and give you the latest on all the courses as well.
And not to mention all the golf legends and celebrities, along with all the latest in equipment and tournaments too.
Most importantly, we'll just have some fun talking about a game that's fun to play.
You know it's my favorite hour of the week, Frank.
Golf to Go, Thursdays at 6 p.m. and Saturdays at 8 a.m. right here on Sacktown Sports. Give us a listen. I think you'll enjoy it.
Only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Out the shoulders. He's ready. Set down for him. Booted up. It's tumbling. It's turning. It is good! And the horn. It ain't the luck of the Irish. It's the heart of the Jackets. And Georgia Tech knocks off number 10 Florida State. Final score, 24-21.
That's an unnecessary thing to play. It ain't the luck of the Irish, it's the what of the Yellow Jackets?
The heart.
Heart. Those Yellow Jackets have so much heart.
Does a bee even have a heart?
Yeah.
Also good to see the announcer. Congratulations on hitting puberty in the ball.
I hate when that happens. It does happen.
It does happen.
Yeah. Hey, you need to pick me up.
I do need to pick me up.
I want to say, can I give a shout out?
Yeah.
Friday, left early, went and played in the golf tournament.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. Saw a lot of people out there.
Yeah, Malik Monk was out there.
Malik Monk was out there.
G-Man.
But I ran into like an abnormal number of people that were big fans of the show.
Oh.
Like you know, you hear it every once in a while, which is fun. It's always fun.
Yeah.
But just a lot of like listen every morning all the time. Shout out, by the way, to UPS Mike. Should be working right now, driving in his route. He said, I listen every morning, say hi to Dave.
Oh, UPS Mike. God bless you.
Yeah, he should be out there.
That's a respectable job. It's a respectable job.
I think he had to go from like Rancho Cordova to somewhere, but he's all the time he's listening. But a ton of people, like again, a lot. And we're like, wow, that makes you feel good. So I wanted to pass that on to you.
No, that's good. That's honestly, that's always nice to hear. When the people that said they listen all the time, did you ask any of them what their favorite part is?
You know what? I didn't want to press that. I'm like, you know, I'm ahead of the game right now. Because then I'm sure. Well, I don't know if has this happened to you where it's like, I listen to you all the time, and then either there's a fact or something else wrong. You're like,
I listen to you all the time. I'm really looking forward to your top 40 Kings players.
Yeah, or I listen to you every day in the afternoon. I'm like,
So, speaking of, by the way, do you know when they're finishing that?
I believe they do their top 10 Friday.
So, Chris, I need a ruling on this. Did you that our afternoon guys, Kevin and Kyle, Whitey and Draper, they're putting a project together. It's the top 40 Sacramento Kings of all time, to
honor the 40th season Kings,
season. And so their producer, who I love to death, Jay Jansen, sent a bunch of people, including you and me, out a who are your top 40 Kings. Chris, did you receive one of those?
I did not. Interesting.
Damn it.
What did you want to know? If he did and if he did it?
Yeah. So Jason, I was talking to Jason, as we said earlier on the phone last night. He's like, hey, did you finish your 40, players? I was like, I said, did you? And he goes, yeah, I did it. I just finished it up. And then I was kind of hoping he didn't, because I got the email and I looked at it, and then I'm just being perfectly transparent. I'm like, I'm not doing this. Like 40 players, that I take that stuff incredibly seriously. That's like a minimum of 2 to 3 hours.
And you made sure to tell him that, right?
Well, I'm literally saying it on the air right now.
But what I would do is just like, oh, I appreciate you including me. Yeah, I don't know if I can handle this.
No, I didn't do that. I probably should. I just if I'm doing that
task.
If I'm doing that task, I'm doing it for this show, like for sure. I'm not doing that. God bless him, but that's a long, because I would make I was telling you on the phone last night, I would know 15 to 20 top of my easy, no problem. And then I'd start to feel, okay, yeah, Gerald Wallace should make it. He had it, whatever. And then that part's probably maybe an hour. The part that's another hour to 2 hours is me going, oh God, should Peja go there, or how high does Cousins go? Oh
yeah.
Oh God, is Doug right? Should he be higher? Should he be lower? And I agonize. I'm not. Yeah. No, not. I'm sorry. Not.
It's all debatable.
If it was top 4, you got me. But it's top 40, and I get it. They're not turning 4; they're turning 40. So here's what I think we're gonna do. I don't know, and you haven't showed me yours.
Nope.
Okay, and I haven't. And we don't know what theirs is. So I think what we do is this: when their thing comes out.
Yeah.
And by the way, we're doing a great job giving them. I may have not.
That's right. We're doing it all week long.
And we're giving them a huge promotion for this. I say we take your list, we take their show's list, and then I will do it, but I'll reveal it on this show. And I'm very curious to see how far apart you and I are.
Okay.
How far apart they are.
What would be your guess, without knowing, of the 40 player? How many different are even on the, like, we're going to have the same,
so like you and
30
me?
Probably,
sure,
in whatever order. Do you think we have 10 that aren't on that are similar?
I think that's about the number. I think the over-under is 10. I do, because I think once you get to between 30 and 40, it's like, does LaSalle Thompson go on that list? Does where is Reggie Theus on that list? Is he top 30? You really have to kind of get into the whole thing.
Oh, this would be interesting based on what you've said already.
We'll take a break when we come back. Yeah, I didn't want to smush the
hi UPS Mike.
Yeah, hi UPS Mike. Good to see you. Well, what do you want to do here, Jason? We have the Sabonis comments, but we're also going to start our football previews in the next segment.
We can squish.
You want to squish Sabonis in there with it?
We can go Sabonis and squish the Cowboys and Eagles to one, because we have the Giants and Commanders in another. If you want,
no. I think you're right. The problem is Dallas and Philly is going to take a lot longer than Washington.
I know, that's why I squished too.
We'll play it along. Yeah, we'll play it as we see it. We'll take a break. We'll come back right after.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker. I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Hi, welcome to Staples.
Yeah, my daughter needs a laptop for college, but I need to watch the budget.
Well, Staples hot deals on tech are backed by a price match guarantee, so our prices won't be beat.
Great. I can't believe my baby's starting college.
She'll do great.
I know.
Oh, let's get you a great deal on a laptop.
Save big on tech for school at Staples. Now get up to $300 off select PCs. Ends 8/31. Price match guarantee valid within 14 days of purchase. Exclusions apply. For details, visit staples.com/price match.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Plus free home delivery on select smart beds when you add any base. Ends Labor Day. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our clients' portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Ah, the sweet feelings of summer. The kiss of warm sun on your skin. The softly scented breeze blowing through the trees. Don't worry, you have Off Clean Feel, fragrance-free mosquito repellent that feels good on skin, so even mosquitoes can't ruin those sweet feelings of summer. Off Clean Feel, prevention is the best protection from mosquitoes.
Point!
Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
Oh, I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down.
Ace,
you're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your new home for 49ers football in the 916.
Sacktown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
You happen to have your list. I do. Because I don't want you to reveal it.
I don't want to reveal it.
But I will. So I had an epiphany when we went to break, right? You guys.
Yes.
I didn't want to do the 40 for 40 work. So I asked ChatGPT to compile me a list of top 40 Sacramento Kings players as they're doing on the afternoon show. And the prompt I put in was compile me a list of the top 40 Sacramento Kings players based on their statistical performance and overall impact on the franchise only while playing in Sacramento, or only while playing in the Sacramento era, excuse me. Here's the top 10 they spit out at me. See if you somewhat think this is accurate. Number 10, our friend, Doug Christie. Number 9, Reggie Theus. Number 8, Brad Miller.
Pretty good.
Number 7, Kevin Martin. Number 6, Mike Bibby. Number 5, Vlade Divac. 4, Peja Stojakovic. 3, DeMarcus Cousins. 2, Mitch Richmond. Number 1, Chris Webber. By the way, I also said no active players.
Okay.
So do you think that, again, I haven't taken the time to really.
I have 7 of those 10.
You have 7 of those 10. Okay.
In my top 10.
Is it giving too much away for you to give me one of the names that was in this top 10 that you did not have in your top 10?
Oh, wait. So I need the names again.
The names again? Okay. Just stop me when we get to the first one that's not in your top 10.
I think it's the first one you're going to read.
Doug Christie.
Yes.
Number 10.
Sorry,
you do not have him in your top 10.
What?
Wow.
Yikes.
Wow.
Man.
Oh, my God.
I have him number 1.
Sorry.
Did he say something to you? Or?
Is there a problem? I mean, is there off-court beef?
Yeah, do you have active players on your list, Jason?
Yeah, maybe that's it. Is it only active players? Huh?
Only?
Only active players?
Not only.
My goodness.
It's too early.
I think it is too. I'm sure he's at the gym or eat. I'm just glad. And by the way, because we dumped it, he answered the phone with your top 10. He was reading it and we didn't want to give that away. So I wonder how Maddie's going to be at you for not including him in your top 10.
It's probably why he probably thought Jason was calling him.
What are you looking at me for? He's going to be mad at me. I can promise you that. He's going to be mad at me.
Yeah.
Oh, you're agreeing with that.
Yeah.
Well, don't back it up. Make me feel better.
Where would he be on your list?
Number 1.
So I told you he's on mine.
Number 1. God, thank God. All right.
How about landing nicely on his number?
I'm so blood pressured right now. Why am I blanking on Doug's number?
You want me to call him and say, Dave,
no,
doesn't know your number?
Never call him again. Live on the air.
It's being worn right now.
Huh?
It's being worn by a pretty significant player.
Why am I blanking on Doug's number? Because in my head it's 8, but I know it's not 8. It's double digits. It wasn't 15. I want to say is it a teen?
Yeah.
13. Did you do that on purpose?
It kind of fit.
The thing with Doug is that he is one of the most difficult guys to rank. He really is. Because if you look at Doug statistically,
right,
he's not top 30. Right? Probably.
He's top 30.
I'm
statistically?
I'm just saying, like, if you want just points, rebounds, assists, I should expand.
He's not. Yeah, well, he's not in the top 10 in those. In this season, assists, I don't think he is, but he is in steals. There's a couple of tricky players like that where I did a lot of number crunching and different things. All this is up for debate, but you go, okay, there's some guys that did some really good things in like 2 seasons. I'm like, man, is that enough? And then are you rewarding someone like, for example, he did not make my list, but was on the team a long time, Dwayne Coswell, and he's still in like number 1 or 2 in blocks. But I'm like, yeah, but he's never great. I mean, we're talking 40. I wasn't putting him in the top 10, but you know what I mean? When you're near the end, you're going, am I rewarding someone for just being here a long time? Or compared to like, here's an example. Antoine Carr played for a season and a half, but led him in scoring 1 year, and the other year was like 20 points per game. I'm like, that's really good for a season and a half. Now he's not in my top 10. You know what I mean? You're like, Those were some of the debates at the bottom.
Okay, let me throw this back at you since I've blown the segment already. Could you make an argument that Doug Christie is the most non-statistical contributor in the history of the Sacramento Kings? Is there a player you can think of whose contribution was that great that isn't necessarily reflected in your traditional stats?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I would say he's one of them for sure.
So that's
because he kind of hit every stat line, but was never getting 20 points. I mean, he would score 20 in a game,
sure, and
but
maybe,
didn't average that.
And I'm sure he had 10 rebounds in a game,
Absolutely.
and I'm sure he had 10 assists in a game, and I'm sure he had 8 steals, 7, something like that. But a typical Doug Christie line was like 11 points, 3 boards, 3 assists, 2 steals.
Yeah, 2 blocks.
Right.
And all
and
conference
just shut
defense,
down, not only shut down defense for his position, but quarterbacking the entire defense, made up of largely a team, no offense. But when you've got Mike Bibby next to you and you have Peja, Chris Webber, and Vlade Divac behind you, and you lead the league in opponent field goal percentage, which is what they did in 2002, that's like, that should be considered one of the greatest year-long defensive performances ever.
Yeah.
Like how he didn't get Defensive Player of the Year that year, because you're not playing with good defenders.
Yeah.
Would you say Chris Webber was probably...
No, Doug was by far the best.
No, but I'm saying like of the other 4, Chris was probably head and shoulders the better defender than Peja. I've said this many times. The only time I've ever seen Peja play really great defense was when he was matched up with Dirk Nowitzki in the playoffs. I don't know what happened to him, but he would play Dirk as good as anyone.
And the only other one I would think of is just Vlade, because he was smart. He was a smart defender.
Yeah.
But all the gifts, no. Here's one for you. I'll just ask you this.
Yeah.
I know we're almost done with this segment. Someone that Doug works with now currently that he coaches is Domantas Sabonis.
Mm-hmm.
Doug or Sabonis? I mean, that's the kind of thing you're doing on this list. Sabonis has been here 2.5 seasons. Doug was 5+, part of the best team. Statistically, Sabonis is a monster.
Statistically,
but then you go 2.5 for that's how do you? That's a tough.
Statistically, there's no question that Domantas Sabonis is better,
and he's going that way. He's going up.
But I would put as far if the other part of the question is impact on the franchise, because I mean I would say this, and I mean this with how I feel about Domantas.
Right.
He's made the playoffs once,
right,
and they were out in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Doug Christie helped quarterback that team to a Western Conference final and multiple playoff appearances.
I agree.
And I think you could make an argument. I mean, turn it around now. This is actually a fascinating topic we stumbled on. Of the starting 5 of the 2002 team, Chris Webber was the most important player. I think we can all agree on that. But where was Doug?
Yeah.
I can make a compelling argument he was second.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I could say 5th, but I think I could talk him down to 4th simply by saying, no. Vlade had to do, or
you
Mike Bibby. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You did.
Right.
But I think Doug's the one that's hardest to quantify. I can quantify the rest of them pretty easy, and that's because of defense. Because defense, like the offensive line in football, is so criminally under, I wouldn't say statistic did, because there's stats on defense. But I don't think that it's explained enough to us and the general populace overall. It's like, well, what makes an impactful defensive player? Well, we know if a guy scores 30 points a game, he's great on offense. Okay, well, what is the points per game for a defender? It's not steals.
Right.
It's not blocks. So what is it? Is there a metric out there where is there a average points expected? Like if Doug Christie is guarding Michael Jordan and Michael Jordan's expected to average 37 points a game, which breaks down to X points per minute he played that night, and the minutes that Doug Christie guarded him, he scored Y points, which was Z underneath, you know what I'm saying? Like on average. So then, when Doug Christie guards somebody, they score an average of minus 6.3 points per 48. You know what I'm saying? It gets people to understand that. I don't understand that. I just said it. So it's like quantifying defense makes it incredibly difficult.
For sure.
You want to do some football next?
Okay.
Let's do some football next. Let's go with the NFC East preview. We've got the Cowboys and the Eagles are the class of that division, but could there be some other noise made from others? Meaning, the Giants and Commanders. We'll talk about that, I promise, next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
At Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda, we make the dream of owning a new car easy and stress-free.
With prices that you just can't say no to. Save on our best selection of the year during the final days of the Honda Summer Event.
Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's L1 report.
Waddy here, reminding you that not all gas grills are created equal. Bring out all the delicious flavors in your grilled meats with the amazing Napoleon Prestige and Prestige Pro line of outdoor cookers. My Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Series gas grill has turned me into a grilling pro with features other grills cannot match. They're built different, built better, built to last. Made with premium stainless steel that boasts quality and a lifetime warranty. I may never want to cook indoors again. Napoleon grills and accessories are now available at your nearby Amy's, Ace Hardware in Sacramento, and now El Dorado.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sacktown Sports.
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Joe Fallon's bedroom mini fridge. Sure, this pint-sized chiller's max capacity is 3 soda cans, but what it lacks in stature, it makes up in cooling strength. Each beverage a perfect 37 degrees every time. And the 2 feet Joe walks to get a drink, priceless. That's why his mini fridge is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
The NFC East, as we will begin to break down. We'll actually do some sports here. We'll start to just kind of give a 50,000-foot breakdown of these divisions as we inch ever closer.
So close.
1 week from Thursday, football. Who's it again? The Chiefs and the Who's? I know the Ravens.
Chiefs and the Who's?
I know it's the Chiefs.
Yes.
I forget. Oh, did I get it? Yeah, the Chiefs and Ravens. Kansas.
And then there's a Friday game in Brazil.
It's so weird.
Was it the Packers and
the
Who's?
Eagles?
Yeah, the Eagles. So, which we'll be dealing with in this segment. Let's actually start with the Eagles. I know the Cowboys are the the headliner in that division generally, but the Eagles were the most confusing team in the NFL to me last year.
Yeah, because they were coming off the Super Bowl appearance, and they were good-ish.
They were throughout the year. You'll remember this on the show as a Niner fan. I'm like, yeah, this is a collision course. These guys beat the Niners in that championship game. Yes, Brock Purdy got hurt. But now they lost in the Super Bowl. They're so hungry. They're so pissed off. And Jason, remember, they started out 5-0, and they were 10-1 coming into that San Francisco game. Not only were they 10-1,
so they went 1-5 the rest of the way.
The Niners
broke them, and Jason, they beat Miami, they beat Dallas, they went into Kansas City and beat them, and then they beat Buffalo going into the Niner game.
They were on this insane gauntlet. And by the way, their 2 games following that, at Dallas, at Seattle, following the Niner game. They were on this insane, by far toughest stretch of anyone's schedule in the whole league. They're 10-1 going into San Francisco, and the Niners just destroyed them 41-19, right? And it wasn't even that close, which I didn't expect. I thought it was. I was hoping
we were
the
looking
Niners
forward to that game.
Coin flip. I hope the Niners will win, but man, it's gonna. They're coming off that. The Eagles coming off the OT win against Buffalo. It's probably going to be something like that. Oh, it's going to, 29-28 in OT, something stupid like that, which I don't think possible to do in OT. Anyways, yes, they had 1 win the rest of the season, Jason, 33-25 at home against the Giants. They lost 33-13 to Dallas. They lost to Seattle. They beat the Giants. Then they ended the year losing to Arizona and New York and the Giants again. I've never seen a team, and they had issues.
Right.
I've never seen a team collapse like that. Even remember, what was it, like 4 or 5 years ago when the Steelers started out like 11-0, and then,
but nobody thought they were good.
Nobody thought they was like, oh wow, schedule quirk. Oh, they're better than we thought. Schedule quirk. Are they for real? We don't know. And then they weren't.
Yeah.
The Eagles had the pedigree. They're the defending NFC champions. So I absolutely expect them to come back this year.
Well, I feel like there's some pressure, obviously, on Sirianni. I don't know that much on Jalen Hurts. I think that's their quarterback. That's the guy. Can he be back in the MVP conversation? I think the one question going into the year, what will Saquon do for them? What will Barkley mean? That's a big name addition, but, what will that do for Philadelphia?
Losing Hassan Reddick is going to be a thing, obviously, but you still have Jalen Hurts. You have Saquon Barkley. And by the way, I like Kenneth Gainwell. I do. I think he's one of the better backups in the league, and I think he's a borderline starter in this league. Jalen Hurts to A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Jahan Dotson.
Yeah, that's a nice addition here lately.
That's as good a receiving core as you're going to find in the NFL. Dallas Goedert's a perfectly fine tight end when he's healthy. That offensive line, now look, they lost the other Kelsey, who should be in the 30 for 30, but he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. They lost Jason there, and I think the defense is going to be okay, good. Jalen Carter is a stud that they stole, as how he always does. And their special teams are fine. I think Philadelphia is the class of that division, unless you're a Dallas Cowboy person.
Yeah.
The Dallas Cowboys, Jason, over the last 3 years are 36-15.
Amazingly consistent. Chalk up 12-5 every year.
12-5 every single year. They've got an Ayuk situation with CeeDee Lamb going on right now. CeeDee Lamb was a top 3 receiver, if not higher, in the league last year. And if the Eagles were confusing in the sense we described, start out, that record and you fall apart. The Cowboys are confusing in a whole different way to me, Jason, because you look at this roster and it's like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
That is a really good roster. But I don't know what it is. They just fall apart in pressure situations.
Yeah. Again, 12-5 every year is great. That's amazing consistency for 3 straight years, but it's that next round, right? If I was a Cowboy fan, I mean, of course I would want my team to win every weekend.
Yeah.
But I'm only thinking about the playoffs and what can they do differently. Now they've run into some good teams.
Yes.
They've had some close calls, but what does that do? That doesn't mean anything. You've got to break through and win some playoff games. And in that 3 years ago on 12-5, they won 1 playoff game and got eliminated in 3 others. So they're 1-3 there. Have had, to me, Super Bowl caliber teams.
Yes.
Without getting there.
You're 100% right. They have had Super Bowl caliber teams. That's a great way to put it. On paper, and I know it's not on paper. And by the way, that defense is arguably better than that offense, and they got a good offense. But God, do they have playmakers on defense? Here's the one thing I really do question about the Cowboys. What are they doing at running back? You had Pollard take over for Zeke because Zeke was washed. And now you brought Zeke back and Pollard's gone. By the way, Zeke didn't get younger at all. And you're now asking him to come in. And by the way, Rico Dowdle, Royce Freeman, Malik Davis, these aren't like rookie studs. So what are we doing there? He had 184 rushes last year, Zeke did, for 642 yards and 3 touchdowns. Now, that's not like the worst thing ever. And he was in New England. He was playing, was it Ramondre Stevenson?
He sharing some time there.
Yeah, he's sharing time. I understand that. And by the way, he also added, 50 catches and 300 yards receiving. So they were using him kind of. I'm not saying like he sucks, but he's certainly been trending downwards.
Right.
I don't know about that, but those two teams,
they're the best in that division, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
When we come back, though, the other two teams,
the others,
they have any chance to make any sort of noise whatsoever. The Giants and Jason Ross's Washington Commanders.
My Commanders.
That's just something I thought I'd throw in there. We'll get to that next.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys, live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus, view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sacktown Sports.
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Joe Fallon's bedroom mini fridge. Sure, this pint-sized chiller's max capacity is 3 soda cans, but what it lacks in stature, it makes up in cooling strength. Each beverage a perfect 37 degrees every time. And the 2 feet Joe walks to get a drink, priceless. That's why his mini fridge is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
O'Reilly. Need a little help? O'Reilly Auto Parts can help. Need advice? We've got advice. No matter what you need, we have thousands of professional parts people doing their part to make sure you have it. Exceptional customer service. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Toyota's national sales event is on now through Labor Day weekend. So grab the keys to a new Toyota and make the most out of these final days of summer. Unlock the one you've been waiting for with Toyota's vast lineup of cars, trucks, and SUVs, including hybrids. Don't miss a low lease on the 2024 Corolla, Corolla Cross, RAV4 Hybrid, Tacoma, and even the new all-hybrid 2025 Camry. Toyota, let's go places. Offer available through TFS to buyers with premium rated credit. Ends 9/3/24.
It's a myth to think you don't play golf well enough to get fitted for golf clubs. The professionals at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio would argue that playing the game with golf clubs properly fitted to your body and swing characteristics is the best way to improve your game and have more fun on the golf course. With a professional staff of fitters, all the major brands of equipment, and cutting-edge technology featuring TrackMan, the indoor-outdoor Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio is worth a look. See for yourself, Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway. Schedule your fitting at 916-808-2531, 808-2531.
The feet have a really big impact on how the rest of the body moves. The knees, the hips, the lower back especially. If the foot isn't properly aligned, all of these joints are going to function incorrectly. That results in a lot of muscle tension and chronic pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is that the right arch supports can put the foot in its proper alignment. So all the joints up the rest of the body will be aligned properly as well. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
Come to the Good Feet store now for a free fitting and test walk.
Sacramento, Dirk Bentley's coming to town.
Getting drunk on a plane.
For his only show in California this year, Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park for Country in the Park 2.
What was I thinking?
And he's bringing some friends. Parmalee.
I want to close your eyes for this.
Tyler Rich.
Different.
Dasha. And more. Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park. Get your tickets today before they're sold out at CITPfest.com.
Brought to you by the California Army National Guard and Red's Pizzeria and Tap House.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave inviting you to make the switch to electric this spring and save big with American Energy. Stay ahead of those spiking energy bills this summer with up to $9,000 in rebates on a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. American Energy is providing huge rebates from SMUD as well as spring specials by installing one of many incredibly efficient AC options available to you right now. Get rid of those fluctuating gas bills in the winter and switch to year-round all-electric with American Energy. Let them perform a free in-home energy efficiency analysis and see where they can help you save for the warmer months ahead. These guys are the best. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ from the Better Business Bureau. Learn more by calling 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
A Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
on Sacktown Sports.
Quick update before we move on. Had a phone conversation during the break.
Oh, yeah?
With who? With her dear friend, family member, dare I say, and Kings legend, Doug Christie.
Oh, really? You know what's cool about Doug? He has like nicknames for everybody. So like me at CV, J. Ross's boss. What's his nickname for you?
I don't know.
Like when he calls you up, what's like the first thing he says?
Oh. Well, I won't say that on the air. But I will say, so he got the whole, so he says, well, next time you call me live on the air, I'm going to say this. I can't repeat that. He said, so I gave him the whole backstory, right? Not in the top, you didn't have him in your top 10. Spoiler alert. And he said, tell Jason, I love him. And he goes, and I got a message for him. I want you to, however you put it together, I want you to put it this way on the air. It starts with an F. I won't say the letter it ends with. And then and then off right after that. So that
friend. So
I think it was fire truck. That's what my guess is. And he'll be seeing
fire truck off.
I think that's what he meant. I don't understand the content. I don't. That's a weird way to react. But hey, it's Doug. I ain't questioning it. But he said he'll see you soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna text him and say like, you're in my top 5 DC. He might be at that event that we were talking about.
Oh, for the thing for you?
Yeah.
Are you gonna talk about that publicly at all before or after, or is that a secret?
Yeah, probably will as it comes up.
You gotta tell me these things because
Yeah.
Because Anyways, I'm just glad. God. You never want to wrong Doug Christie in any way.
No.
Because I would have moved. I would have moved away.
Antelope. Antelope Dave.
Anyways, the good news is he's not mad at me. That's all that really matters.
Good.
Hey, he's really not mad at you.
He shouldn't be.
He was laughing. I don't know what he was doing, but he was probably working out, eating healthy.
He was in those videos with DeRozan and
He always works with Sabonis. Yeah, that's his guy.
So, not to spoil anything, but just so people know, at least on my list, Doug Christie, number 1. Number 1 of all time, and in the Kansas City and Rochester areas.
Nice.
Yeah. Giants Commanders.
Giant Commanders.
Yeah, I don't know, man. The Giants are one of those teams I don't care about. Well, because according to Chris, I'm a sociopath. I don't care about them, but it's like the Bears. I recognize that with the Giants and the Commanders, the NFL is better when one or both of them are relevant. They're tentpole teams.
Yeah, it's been a while though. It's so weird to have like the Giants winning Super Bowls here in our lifetime, and then just what is it? One playoff appearance in the last 7 years. They don't have Daniel Jones is back again, and you just don't feel like. I would be stunned if they had a good year, wouldn't you?
So here's what's funny about that, Jason. We just got done last week hearing the audio from Hard Knocks of Nick Saban talking to Brian Eberflus of the Bears and talking about how pressure on quarterbacks, it's almost impossible, and how many of them need time to develop. Well, this is Daniel Jones' 6th season. And by the way, coming out of Duke as the 6th pick, that was already a question mark when it happened.
For sure.
I feel like Daniel Jones is to the Giants what Farhan Zaidi is, what Farhan Zaidi is to the Giants. There's whatever with them personally, I'm sure they're just fine people. But until they're gone, that franchise stands no chance because their position is way too important for somebody who isn't really good at it.
Yeah. And they're kind of, in this year, it feels like you're just kind of stuck because you don't feel like he's the long-term situation. The short-term doesn't feel like they're going to be good enough to do anything this year. And so it's a little bit like my equivalent to the rate. Like the next move's coming. You're just waiting for it, and you can't do it yet. So you're just a year behind of that next step.
Does it help at all if I said, because he was hurt last year, he missed 11 games. The year before, he completed 67% of his passes for 3,200 yards, 15 touchdowns to just 5 interceptions on a team that's not that great. Have you watched him and go, I feel like this is a dude? No.
And he can have a good game. I'm not saying he's like a joke. It's just when quarterbacks are being evaluated like this, you just go, is he your franchise quarterback or not? He is by elimination because there's no one else, but I don't feel like he would be anybody else's franchise quarterback.
Well, he's going to get it. He loses Saquon Barkley. They replace him with Devin Singletary. Devin Singletary is not as good a running back as Saquon Barkley, but Devin Singletary, I think, is at least a little bit healthier. I would imagine, because Barkley isn't.
Yeah.
He does get Malik Neighbors, who they pick 6 overall.
Pretty high on him.
Yeah, they're very high on him. But after that, it kind of goes downhill. They got some players. They pick up Brian Burns on defense. I don't know. And then we get to the Commanders.
Yeah, I would say that's where the difference is. Look, Commanders haven't been good either, but at least now they seem to be excited about Jaden Daniels. That could change quickly.
Right.
But they've made the draft pick. They've invested in him. He is going to start, and now you begin the process. That's where, I think the Giants will be in this spot next year. They're just not here now.
And they're playing Jaden Daniels. He's going to start. He's the 2nd pick overall. He's 6'4". He's 210, coming out of LSU. This dude just looks like he's out of central casting when it comes to his build. And I'd like to see him add a few pounds, 6'4", 210.
But he can move a little bit.
He can move. They pick up Austin Eckler Austin Eckler to go behind Brian Robinson. I think that'll be a straight up platoon. Scary Terry McLaurin is still your lead wide receiver.
The stat I didn't know until I looked it up here, that was a little bizarre to me. So they won the Super Bowl in 92, forever ago, right? 1992, they were Super Bowl winners. They have reached 10 wins 3 times.
Wow.
In 99, 2005, and 2012. Now, they made the playoffs a couple times overall.
Sure.
But just 10 win seasons, 3 of them. Like, they just have not been very good for a long period of time.
Was what, 2012? Wasn't that RG3's rookie year? Was that the one where Shanahan put him out there?
Maybe.
It had to have been. It couldn't have been 05. He's not that old. And then I don't even remember 99 or 05. Yeah, dude. Now,
and it's used to be a franchise like, oh, they're always going to be there.
Absolutely.
They're good every year.
Now, by the way, their backup left guard is Chris Paul.
Oh,
yeah, that's interesting for the Commanders. Just noticed that. I kind of agree with you in the sense that I feel like the Commanders are more on the road to recovery than the Giants, but that's so hard to quantify. as far as being a Commanders fan goes, if you are, I think the biggest thing you point to is your biggest move is you're going in without Dan Snyder.
Mm-hmm.
You finally got that monkey off your back.
Yeah.
You got him out.
Right.
And it's going to take a minute.
It's new coach, new quarterback, right? You kind of get them started. Dan Quinn and Jane Daniels.
I don't want to overplay this hand ever, but I will say, just in all transparency, like, doing the soccer thing has really given me this new education on ownership transfers and just understanding behind the scenes, a lot of which we've talked about before, but the Commanders were a distress sale. Who was it? Ruben, whoever it was, the Fanatics people buy it. And when you've never owned a professional sports team before, or at least that one, it's a storied franchise. It's got a huge fan base. They're all pissed off. They're all disgruntled. And you go in, and it's just the simple stuff that we don't ever talk about. Like, well, who's going to coach this team? Oh, well, we need to get a GM. Well, who's going to be the GM? Well, let's talk to some people and have them suggest one. Okay, we'll decide on a GM. Now we're putting the franchise in this person's hands. They're the ones that are going to decide who coaches, decide what the roster looks like, decide if we trade this or that stud or we draft this or that guy. And you're just kind of in a daze for your first year because you're just trying to sign the papers and catch up. Plus, you have a dilapidated stadium that you have control over. You've got all kinds of things that have been put off. You have an entire culture in the workplace where the stuff the Commanders have been doing over the last year with ownership, we don't hear about that, which is meeting with every department, finding out who's part of the old guard, the new guard, what has happened in the past, what do you have exposure to, what needs to change overall to change the culture from a franchise, from a staffing, and then obviously from an on-field. You have these two simultaneous things you have to do. You have all the on-field stuff, which is what people care about the most, but you also have the off-field stuff that provides some of the smoothing for the speed bump. So I guess I have a little bit more empathy going in, because that's a lot of the stuff that they had to deal with over there. And with the Redskins, they're barely in year two.
Right.
You figure this is going to take, and by the way, new owners almost always fall on their faces at least a couple of times, but it seems that they've kind of backed off, let these guys do what they need to do. And I think it's pretty simple, Jason. It comes down to Jaden Daniels.
Right. Absolutely.
That's
His
it.
Development. Yeah. And so I think the exciting part about this year is there'll be a game where you go, oof, he looks like a rookie. And there'll be some other games you go, man, I see why they drafted him number 2.
Right.
Like he's going to look promising and people get excited about the future.
We'll take a break. Those are some crazy stats you found, Jason. 10 wins 3 times since 92. It's not good.
No, it's not.
Who's hot, who's not? We'll go streaking. I've decided this week I'm actually going to start winning it. Let's go streaking. I've made the decision.
We'll see if you start with a hit from Friday.
We'll find out next.
The only place you'll find Keegan Murray is Sacktown Sports.
Out to Keegan Murray, straight away for 3, and Keegan knocks down the triple.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Keegan Murray, and you're listening to the home of Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Dan owed an unbelievable amount of money to the IRS.
I got behind on my taxes. It's a horrible feeling.
He was in denial.
And when I got those letters from the IRS, you wanted to act like they didn't exist.
Finally, Dan turned to Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima got me a settlement with the IRS. These people are really people-friendly. It was every bit of a new lease on life for me.
The fast action and the great results made Dan's head spin.
I felt like I was in a dream, but it's real. And I have paperwork to prove it. They got the job done, and life is good.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation.
If you're worried about what's going to happen with the IRS, stop worrying. Make the call now.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Celebrate Sacramento Rivercats baseball during our 25th anniversary season. Pick your favorite weekly promotion, giveaway game, or theme night, and join the fun at Sutter Health Park. Stick around post-game every Friday and Saturday night as we light up the sky with the brightest fireworks in town. For a full promotion schedule and to buy tickets, visit rivercats.com. We'll see you there.
Labor Day savings now at Maddux Chevy with $12,000 off MSRP on every new Silverado half-ton Turbo Max in stock after rebates.
$12,000 off every Silverado LT Turbo Max at Maddux Chevy with at least 5 at this price.
Labor Day savings up to $12,000 off MSRP exclusively at Maddux Chevy at MaddXChevy.com. Sacramento Silverado headquarters. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, lease, and some other offers. Must trade in 2010 model year or newer. Ends 9/3/24.
Made a great deal at Maddux.
Hi, this is Frank LaRosa.
And this is Scott Marsh.
Join us weekly for Golf to Go right here on Sacktown Sports. We talk to all the local golf experts in the area and give you the latest on all the courses as well.
And not to mention all the golf legends and celebrities, along with all the latest in equipment and tournaments too.
Most importantly, we'll just have some fun talking about a game that's fun to play.
You know it's my favorite hour of the week, Frank.
Golf to Go, Thursdays at 6 p.m. and Saturdays at 8 a.m. right here on Sacktown Sports. Give us a listen. I think you'll enjoy it.
Fargo, your virtual assistant from Wells Fargo, makes banking faster and easier. Like this.
Fargo, what did I spend on groceries last month?
And this.
Fargo, turn off my debit card.
And this.
Fargo, what's my checking account routing number?
And that's just the beginning. Do you, Fargo? You can in the Wells Fargo mobile app. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/getfargo.
Fargo is only available on the smartphone versions of the Wells Fargo mobile app. Wells Fargo Bank N.A., member FDIC.
Where do you go when you need someone to represent you? For me, you want someone that is local and that you can actually get to and talk with. There are plenty of big branded lawyers out there with the name, but you never get to talk to them. So go to saclegaldefense.com and connect with the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez. He's local, he'll represent you, and he'll have your back. Whether it's expungements, wrongful termination, when you're in a spot when you need legal help, call the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez at 916-304-9187.
What's hot and what's not? Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Who's hot?
Erling Haaland.
Yeah.
He scored a hat trick in Manchester City's 4-1 win over Ipswich on Saturday. That was his 7th hat trick in the Premier League in just 68 matches. He's now 7th all-time with hat tricks in the Premier League, tied with Wayne Rooney. Rooney, who had 7 career hat tricks in the league, played in 423 more matches than Haaland. Also, Haaland is averaging a hat trick every 10 matches, which is insane.
Erling Haaland is such a weird player because, not weird, he doesn't look like he is fast or particularly anything. He doesn't really do much.
I believe his mother was an Olympic sprinter.
And then you realize how quick he is when he moves, and then he just scores. And you look up, and you're like, oh, wow, he had 2 goals. And I didn't really notice it until he had the goals. And by the way, that's not unique to him necessarily, but he is a bona fide striker. Before we get to who's not, I got to pay this off, even though it's late, because we had all kinds of crazy drama. So you guys remember Dom, who called in? He was super angry at ABC.
Oh, yes.
He was really mad at ABC because they were at a commercial, and it was an extra innings of the Little League World Series. And then they came back, and Florida already has a runner on second, and there's no explanation as to how it got there, how he got there. And then that ends up being the winning run. Florida beats Chinese Taipei. Well, in extra innings, you start the inning with a runner on second in Little League.
Hey, just like Major League Baseball.
Like Major League Baseball. So that's the context for Dom and why that happened. And Dom's getting kind of dragged all day on the chat and text line because he was very angry at ABC. Now, to Dom's defense, maybe a little, they could have said that, right? Could have. I'm assuming they didn't mention that they start with a runner on second, but I feel like they had to.
I'm guessing that at the top part of the inning they did that.
And maybe Dom just was getting popcorn or something.
Yeah, could be.
Who's not?
Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
Ah.
Yesterday, they were swept by the Blue Jays in an 8-2 loss. They've lost 5 in a row, 8 of their last 10, and trail the Oakland A's by 2 games, which puts them dead last in the American League West.
The Angels? I expected a lot out of them this year, too.
Did you? In the outfield?
Angels in the outfield. All right. Let's go streaking.
You ready?
Yeah.
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking! Yeah!
Who is the Nostradamus of MLB? Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What the hell are you doing? We're streaking.
All right. Let's check in. Dave, you were at 0. I'm at 0. Chris is at 6. Going into Friday's picks.
Yeah.
So you're like, I'm fed up. I'm taking Shohei Ohtani.
Fed up.
And he's burned you before.
Yes. They all have.
Shohei Ohtani on Friday got up 5 times. Shohei Ohtani got 2 hits.
Oh, you suck.
Wait.
Oh, he's right.
Well done.
Not sorry. Streak is over, baby.
It's over. It's over.
Your non-hitting streak is over. You've got to hit. You're at 1.
I had a really good one going, too.
Yes. My hitting streak was interrupted, so I was at 0. I took Jackson Churios from the Brewers. He got up 5 times. He got 2 hits.
Hey.
So I'm at 1.
Look at you.
And Chris, though, all eyes on Chris. He was
All
at
eyes
6, and he took Luis Arias. And in 5 plate appearances, he got 3 hits.
Oh, wow. There goes Chris.
So Chris is at 7.
There goes my hero. Yeah.
So there you go, Dave. You are ready to go for today.
I'm just going to keep it going. There's no way he could not get a hit. He's maybe the hottest player in baseball right now. I'm going to get on that bandwagon and give me Aaron Judge.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's who I wrote down today.
Uh-oh.
Aaron Judge.
Oh, no, it's 2 of us, and it's Aaron Judge. Oh, God.
Chris?
I think we should make this a show first.
Oh, no way. You're putting the streak on the line?
I'm taking Aaron Judge.
Wow. That's pretty, you-know-whatsy of Chris.
Suddenly I don't feel good about it. But he'll over today. He's got to.
We're all watching the game. Let's see.
The Nationals.
Play the Nationals. Before we move on from that, quick question for you guys. It's a medical question. Somebody had a follow-up question from the 209. Is Doug Christie in your top 10 KHTK coworkers?
Oh, 100%.
Absolutely.
I would say so too. I don't know if
that's easy.
I don't know if Chris is in Doug's top 10 though. Because Chris makes Doug very mad.
I don't know if I'd make anybody's top 10.
Make my top 10. Make my top 10.
You receive votes.
Honorable mention.
I think I've had the most amount of people I've worked with here say I hate you.
Yeah,
but do it in a way that they
yes.
Yeah, they're not like
You've got that knack.
you. Oh God.
I think Chris Watkins tells you that every day.
Yeah.
That'd actually be kind of fun to do a top. No, it wouldn't. But it would kind of do a top 10 all-time KHTK workers list. But I would only do it on one condition, that it's not ranked. It's just
in the top 10.
In the top 10. That's too stressful. And I'd be tempted also to say no current workers are allowed either. Because that way, if you leave someone out, what if I do a top 10 and like you and Chris would be in my top 10? I'm comfortable saying that. But then what if Whitey or Chris or Alan or Kyle aren't?
Yeah, but see, it's a little different they are coworkers, but you don't. You work closer with Styles and Watkins than I would say, with Draper and Whitey.
That's actually very true. Yeah, I don't, because we don't ever see him.
Yeah. Well, especially when you were, well, the same thing happens now, but when you were Knights.
Didn't see anybody.
Yeah.
I saw the people that were on my show.
Right.
I saw Sean Thomas. I saw Christopher Lott. I saw Timmy the Mailman. I saw those guys. All right, here's my medical question. Do any of you ever get phantom phone syndrome?
Oh yeah.
Is that a real thing?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, explain it.
So, like, you think your phone's vibrating, and then you realize your phone's not in your pocket.
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think I've had that.
You have, Chris?
Oh, yeah. Especially if you're expecting a text.
Yeah, like, it just happens. It happened to me yesterday, and I forgot to write it down, and then I remembered. But, yeah, I'll just be sitting there, and all of a sudden, it's different now that I got the watch, because then that generally, it makes it a lot easier. It's almost, the watch almost worth it just for that.
But at like, some point, you're going to start getting Phantom Watch.
That's the thing. My wrist will start vibrating.
So your watch tells you when you have a text or a call?
Yes. Yeah. So, like, just now I got a text. But the weird thing is then I have to, like, my phone doesn't light up if it shows up on my watch.
Oh.
But then I can look at my watch, and there's this thing on this watch where you can tap your fingers together and it'll let you reply. Here, like somebody said, what have you been up to just now? So tap.
Smooth.
Dude, come on. Why are you have stay? Okay. So anyways, you're supposed to be able to tap your middle finger and your thumb twice, right? And it lets you hands-free respond to them with your mouth. With them or orally, vocally.
Wow.
Let's try it again. Okay. Just doing the show. I'll call you later. And then I go, bing, bing.
Send.
And it's sent.
Okay.
But the problem is I've gotten used to doing that. So used to doing that I'll just be in the grocery store or something. And I'll just be like, yeah, here, Chris just sent me something. And I will. Now it's not working. Am I not tapping enough?
So really use your hand.
So you're concerned about this vibrating. That's not real.
Yes.
I think it's one of those things too, where I thought it was just only I was experiencing. It's like, oh,
that's
man.
why I'm asking. That's my favorite part of the show is you can ask stuff like this, and it's not like, because you can't do that on the internet, because then someone will be like, yeah, that happened to my grandpa and it was a blood clot and he died the next day. Like, I don't want that part. I don't want to know that. It's like it's like going to WebMD for any sort of medical issue.
I've got everything.
Don't ever go online and look at WebMD for anything ever.
Yeah. And then you also start to talk yourself into, well, yeah, I did sneeze 2 days ago. So maybe. It's like, okay. Is it even related?
Never mind. The amount of potential diagnoses I used to get, I just stopped. Like, I won't. I'll do what you should do, and that's call your docky person, or at least somebody that knows
your docky person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll take a break. When we come back, Niners at 9. We'll talk about Friday. And, are these guys ready for the opener versus the Jets? Don't forget, by the way, Styles and Watkins back together today, I believe.
Yeah.
And they will be joining us for a crosstalk and celebrity birthdays and so much more. Final hour of the program coming up right after this.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sacktown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Celebration of workers and their achievements was first observed in New York, and the first Monday in September became a national holiday in 1894. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. Each year we commemorate Labor Day with parades, picnics, and family gatherings. And right now, Naturewood Home Furnishings is celebrating with their exceptional whole store Labor Day sale. Would you like to refresh your living room? Would you like to restyle your bedroom? Maybe you want to redesign your home office. No matter whether it's your dining room, kids' rooms, accents, or accessories, Naturewood's unique store-wide Labor Day sale offers savings in every department and savings on every brand like Stanton, Omnia, England, Stickley, Flex Steel, and all the rest of the award-winning furniture. When it comes right down to it, it's all about choices and always about quality. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings right now for this remarkable Labor Day sale. Off Highway 50 at Hazel, look for the water wheel.
As a mom, I'd do anything to keep my child out of physical pain.
Dr. Pamela Maida is a board-certified orthopedic surgeon.
As a doctor, I know that growth spurts can cause pain in my child's feet, and that can affect their legs and back too.
Good Feet Youth Arch supports are designed to alleviate, even eliminate common pain.
Investing in youth arch supports for your child or teen is one of the best decisions you can make.
Come to the Good Feet store now for a free fitting and test walk.
At Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda, we make the dream of owning a new car easy and stress-free.
With prices that you just can't say no to. Save on our best selection of the year during the final days of the Honda Summer Event.
Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's Old One Report.
Hey, this is Greg Papa. Are you working through a major insurance claim? Sunpoint Public Adjusters can help. Sunpoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to, not what just some adjuster working for an insurance company thinks you should get. Call Sunpoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. Sunpoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
It's Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room. And guess what? Primetime football is back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. As always, offering the best food, the best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. So check them out, Capital Casino, and always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
KHTKAM HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Oh, no. Oh. I was thinking about you, Jason, at one point over the weekend because you have a Stinger Up game coming up soon.
That's right, Thursday, season opener.
Season opener. So, you know, you're a phenomenal play-by-play voice. You know, I don't say that lightly. You know that I love play-by-play. So this is from a goal over the weekend for our Huddersfield Town team, and I'm always fascinated by the differences in vocabulary and how play-by-play is done between people over there and people here. And I was wondering if you might fit any of these into any of your play calls. A lovely goal. What a wonderful, delicious delivery. So I'm going to stop short of saying that I think we should give you a word every week that you
can. I think we should.
I said I was going to stop short, but Chris wasn't.
Yeah.
I think that would be quite fun if we could somehow fit in a word. Now, look, first, I think there need to be some ground rules.
Doug Christie was amazing at this.
That's more than a word.
Number one.
Oh, that'd be good.
It has to be legal, FCC-wise. Number two, it like, I think it can be challenging, but like, can't be like, all right, do pneumo ultramicroscopic silicon volcanoconiosis. Like, it has to be something that you can actually fit in. My favorite one of all time, I've told you, is when Brian May of News 10 used to do this with us in the old night show, and we got him to actually say the word Tatanka because it was a Dennis Wolf's thing on his sports, but like that's doable. But do you think you could fit in a play call for game one? I would like, and it's the only one I'll nominate all year, but I would like for you to try to drop in lovely and then somewhere, and they're not lovely and delicious, but lovely and or delicious somewhere in there. I think lovely
or delicious, or if they can be paired.
If they can be paired or knocked out both, that's like bonus points. Because I feel like lovely is easier.
Mm-hmm.
Delicious, because if you called and said that's just a delicious throw,
what's wrong with that?
I don't think there's any. I think definitely people like me, my ears would probably like, did he just say that was a delicious throw?
He brought his lunch pail because that was a delicious sack.
I said it has to be FCC legal,
Yeah.
dude. Aha! A few delicious throws from the lovely Brock Purdy on Friday. Raiders Niners preseason. Jason Ross, you're a football expert. Your overall.
I was just thinking more about. I'm really afraid of Chris's words.
Well, we'll get some help from the audience too at some point. But
oh, can I add my word now?
Sure.
Cantankerous.
Cantankerous.
Let's give everybody a definition, just so we're all clear on cantankerous. Bad-tempered, argumentative, and uncooperative. So, like, maybe kicker misses. Field goal's been quite the uprights have been quite cantankerous towards the Sac State Hornets today, or the other team.
Wait, read the definition again.
Bad-tempered, argumentative, and uncooperative, as in a crusty, cantankerous old man.
Okay.
Also, a synonym would be tart-tongued. What was your top line from the game Friday?
I think, again, I at this point, there was some injuries. That's a little bit concerning on defense, but nothing, truly, I would say, too detrimental. To me, it was about how Brock Purdy was going to look.
Right.
And he didn't have all of his weapons, but the guys he did have, he made some good throws to Debo, especially a couple down the sideline. They moved the ball. They scored. He did have the interception, but that looked more like what we're going to come to expect for the Niners on, that first game on a Monday, but other Sundays coming up. So I think that part was refreshing to see Brock Purdy look more like we saw him last year.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree 100%. Also fighting off a sneeze.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But then something we brought up earlier, and I don't know if I think you're right in how you said it, that in the end, if Trent Williams and Brandon Ayuk sign in the next, I would say by about this time next week,
yes,
where everything's fine, I guess. But at what point do you, as a teammate, I feel like teammates are always super respectful. Like if it was me, I'm like, yeah, Dave, go get your money.
Right.
Like this is your chance. Go get your money. But I also need you and want you here on this team. And so it's like, yeah, we're good. Until at some point I'm like, okay, now I'm not messing around because now you're affecting my money or my income or my future, our wins. And so they're not there yet.
Right.
But they're getting closer to that. And so I think everybody's cool with it as a team, but they need to sign. And I don't know if it's a distraction.
I think publicly, the only answer you can give it's a business.
Yeah, which they all get.
Jason needs to get his money. I hope he does. He's the best host I've ever worked with, and it's not my money, but man, I'd pay him. Okay. Privately, I don't know what the answer is there. And I don't know if it's okay to go behind the scenes and say, hey, man, look, you're screwing us. Like, can you figure it out one way or the other? Because I'm trying to win a Super Bowl here.
And maybe none of the guys feel that way yet, but I can see them, no one really cares if you win or lose in the preseason, but you lose that first game to the Jets if they're not around. And again, 0-1 doesn't derail your season, but you're like, all right, was that a winnable game? Could you have won with those guys involved and fully ready and those kind of things? So again, I'm not saying they're at this point, but they're getting, when a few weeks ago, it's like, there's lots of time. That time is shrinking by the day.
Obviously, if we were to say that either Williams, and I think we both agree, Trent Williams is more important than Brandon Ayuk.
100%.
Not that Ayuk isn't important,
right?
But
I think they could survive. I won't say just fine, but you want all of them, but Williams would be a big deal.
If Williams and Ayuk do not play against the Jets, are the Niners in big trouble?
I don't know about in big trouble, but that's going to be a really tough game. I mean, it will be either way, but I think that's, you just leave yourself to other things that become vulnerable, right? Purdy's one of your future big investments. That's your quarterback. And I'm not saying, if Trent Williams doesn't play, but the left tackle, does that become a spot that the Jets pass rush gets to Purdy and, causes some damage? You don't want any of that to happen.
Now, my memory is not as good as it used to be, Jason, but didn't Williams miss 3 games last year?
I believe if he did, it was that 3 where they started to lose, right? The Vikings, the Browns, and whoever else.
Yeah, Browns, Vikings, and Bengals. They lost 3 in a row. Funny enough, they scored 17 each game.
Mm-hmm.
But that was that, for a team that went 12-5 on the year, 3 of their 5 losses came in a row without Trent Williams. And let's just be honest, nothing against Cleveland, Minnesota, and that Cleveland game was so weird. But with Cincinnati being at home and then the other 2 on the road, that was 3 teams they very easily probably should. I believe they were favored in all 3 of those. So, 15-2 looks a lot better than 13-5.
Sure.
Either way, it didn't matter. They made the Super Bowl and, blah, blah, blah. But you need those guys back, man.
For sure.
So hopefully we will get an update and a good update at some point.
Let's hope so.
Let's really hope so. We'll take a break. Baseball notes coming up next. Shohei Ohtani, what he's doing. The White Sox are going in the opposite direction of Shohei Ohtani. And Jim Harbaugh speaks on Justin Herbert's leadership in an elevator.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get to that next.
Our first year as the radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never forget.
It's a toss to McCaffrey, a cutback run 30, breaks 340. McCaffrey midfield. McCaffrey 40, 30, 20, and toasted it all the way down to the 3-yard line. On the first play of the game, CMC Dynamite.
Congratulations to the 49ers on a terrific year. And thank you for so many wonderful memories.
Hey, what's up, Sacramento? It's Kyle Draper. Turn up the cleanliness at your restaurant, healthcare, or industrial business with Alsco Uniforms, the official sponsor of the Sacramento Kings Mop Crew. We've got you covered with crisp uniforms, hygienically clean linens, floor mats, and of course, mops delivered weekly. But that's not all. Alsco Uniforms also offers weekly services for first aid and restroom supplies. Discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco Uniforms. Just go to alsco.com to learn more. Again, that's ALSCO.com.
I just don't like going to church, man. I don't like the people there. People at church have like coworker vibes.
Ralph Barbosa, the super cool ass tour.
Like some of them are cool, but most of them, they're just being fake nice because they want that promotion. Like if those are the people that are going to be hanging out in heaven, I just go to hell.
Saturday, September 7th, the venue at Thunder Valley. Get tickets now. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Don't miss the hilarious Ralph Barbosa live.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
On Sacktown Sports.
I would take a bullet for our chat room. And
You would?
Like a rubber bullet.
Okay. And like in the
if like someone
shoulder.
if they were gonna like actually die and I had to take a bullet, but I would take a rubber bullet. But not like off the eye.
No.
But like off the shoulder, or maybe the thigh.
Not in the chest.
Buttocks. No, not in the chest. Sorry, chat room.
So
But
you do care about
I
the
do
people.
care. Yes. And what's great is like, and you said it perfectly. Like it's like 4 comments in a row here. 109 watching, 30 thumbs up, not too shabby. That's our guy.
That's MC.
Followed by somebody else saying, "What are your thoughts about Danny Jansen playing the game for both the Red Sox and the Blue Jays?" Which we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
And then before that was when we figure out how to shrink time, bounds are shattered as a species. And it's all finished off with Zebra saying, "My tomatoes are slightly out of control."
You never know what you're going to get over there.
And you said it perfectly. Everyone's just kind of doing their own show.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine.
All put together inside this show.
Look, do we want everybody? I actually wouldn't want everybody sitting cross-legged staring at the screen and paying attention for all 4 hours.
Yeah.
That would just be weird. And if we're background noise to the community, that's what chats are for, man.
Right.
So join it. YouTube.
Isn't that a song? That's what chats are for.
Yeah, and you know what?
In good times
or bad times. Yeah, they'll be on our
Keep
side.
typing.
Jim Harbaugh's a football guy.
Yeah.
And he loves him some leadership.
Okay.
Here he is talking about Justin Herbert's leadership in an elevator.
That's a shared experience. I mean, brought them closer together. I just missed it, being on that elevator. And it's like, I wish I could have been there with those guys, And but Justin Herbert was, and the remarkable things that came out of it was, to a guy, Tarheeb, young rookie players, like, wow, Justin Herbert's a leader. I mean, he was a rock. Kept everybody calm. And Jerry Fouts told me the same thing. Pulled me aside after they got out, and just how great Justin was, and everybody. I mean, everybody kept their poise, and you get in those situations, and it's a test of wills.
Man, he's a rock. I love how a football guy can just make anything hardcore.
Yeah. Well, Harbaugh's totally skilled at that.
Just milk and khakis. It's a test of wills.
Yeah.
What?
Will.
Shohei Ohtani is chasing himself a 50-50 season. So about 30 games left.
Yeah.
He's got to hit more home runs and also steal more bases.
I was thinking about this with you because your love for baseball has dwindled, and that's fine. That happens.
Dwindled.
I don't know, teenage Carmichael Dave, 10-year-old Carmichael Dave, seeing a season of Shohei going for 50-50, Judge going for 60. How are you reacting to that?
Well, let me think. So what will be some examples? So like when Roger Clemens started out, I want to say 13-0 in like his second year. Doc Gooden's second year. I'm trying to think of milestone moments that happened that weren't San Francisco Giants related, which these would be. Vince Coleman stealing bases, Ricky Henderson stealing bases. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, God, were there not a lot of milestones between 80 and 95? I think I would be into it, Jason, we've had I've always talked about the romance of baseball, but to me, there was nothing like minimum day at school.
Yeah.
You get home, the Cubs and Braves, I mean crap editions, like Jeff Treadway and the Atlanta Braves take on Jamie Moyer and the whatever, and like knowing the game was starting in 5 minutes and I'd be able to see it right there in front of me on the couch or at my buddy's house, And I get maybe I'd have a couple bucks saved up from washing cars over the weekend. So I get a 2-liter and maybe some chips and, of course, all healthy snacks.
Of course.
And just watch. And if I was with a buddy or a couple buddies, just talk about it. And, like the chat, it was kind of, sometimes it was background, sometimes it wasn't. We'd all stop whenever anybody did anything. Oh, that's gone. And it wasn't about where they were in the standings. It wasn't about who won or who lost. It was about the game, watching the game itself and how they played. And then more often than not, we'd all go play home run derby after, Star King Elementary or whatever, wherever we were.
Yeah.
And this is a constant narrative in my head and a constant thought that we talk about on the show. And I think I want to bring something else to the table that I haven't brought in these baseball conversations. I remember the first time we got cable TV. I was in 6th grade. I knew they were coming to install it that day. I used to walk home from old Detterding Elementary. And I was running. I was so excited. Got home. And like my mom's sitting there with the remote. Give it to me. And, she's reading through the handbook or whatever. Like, oh, you can press this button and it'll go right back to the channel you were just on.
Right.
Because remember, we used to go up and turn the dial 3, 10, 13. Channel 6, and then switch it to the little U, because underneath, then the second dial, you had 31, 40, and later on 58, right? Like, I know this is a total conversation, but I'm going somewhere with it. And of course, my dad then comes home and he takes over the whole thing, and that's fine. He's the dad. But then he gives me and my sister, who was in like 2nd grade at the time and didn't know, but he gives us this whole speech about how there's only so many
so many clicks.
There's only so many clicks. And so don't be just hitting plus. Go to the guide, which is on channel 1, and sit there and you watch it scroll slowly up until it gets, and then you're basically playing King of the Hill. On channel 4, there's a rerun of Bugs Bunny, and you keep up, but channel 31 just took it. That it just beat it with Darkwing Duck.
Let's get dangerous.
Let's get dangerous. So with that came WGN and TBS, which we talked about before, which gave you Braves games, which gave you Cubs games. And the fact that you had access to a game out of market that wasn't a nationally televised game on NBC on Saturday was like the most amazing thing ever. But now I can go home. Hell, I can go home. I can look at my phone right now, or I can turn on either of these 2 TVs.
Right.
What am I going to be able to watch? Replay. By the way, everything that happened in sports over the weekend, I can watch a replay. I'm going to be able to watch soccer in some foreign land. I'm going to be able to watch probably no less than 8 baseball games, and I don't even have the baseball package. Preseason football. Oh, by the way, reruns of classic games. The sports palette is so satiated right now with everything. We are overindulged.
It's more of an outlier if the game is not available than the other way around. You're like, wait, this game's not on?
If the game's not available, it's like a felony.
Yeah.
I've been telling people when I was a kid, you could literally watch more Chicago Bulls games in Sacramento than Kings games in Sacramento.
That's 100. You're 100% right. And I think now what suffers from that is, I can tell you right now, dude, if we were back to no sports being on hardly ever, and it's an event, and there was US Open tennis on today, I'm watching. I'm watching because there's nothing else on.
Right.
But now there's that's a very long way of me saying the problem with baseball, I think, through the years is that it's gotten competition. And you're now seeing these generations come of age of people that were like, yeah, I I didn't really grow up with baseball.
Yeah.
You're seeing your first group in their 40s now, 30s.
Yeah.
That grew up mixed martial arts fans. That didn't grow up boxing fans,
Right.
that grew up UFC fans with Hoist Gracie and all those guys. And it's just a cyclical thing.
Yeah, and part of the problem, I would say, for baseball, like part of the romance, I guess, of it is chasing the stats, the season long. So in Shohei's case, the 50-50, Aaron Judge, 60 home runs, where if they get there and when they would probably get there would be in September. So now what started? Football. So if you get to the weekend and these guys are chasing some of these numbers and you're like, college football's on, or certainly when the NFL starts, I feel like that's when baseball completely gets lost.
It does. And
while you're waiting all season long, you're like, hey, these guys all hit these milestones. Yeah, but the Packers just won. Or I got my fantasy QB right now and I'm watching the Lions and the, whatever it might be. It's just the way.
It really is. And I don't know what the fix is for that.
Yeah.
I really don't. I was watching randomly, it was like 10 a.m. on Sunday. I don't know when it was. And they were replaying a Savannah Bananas game.
Mm-hmm.
And there was some dude that came in to pitch on stilts. And you know what his nickname was?
What?
Stilts. Jason, I knew I'd bring it up. I took a photo of it. He's on stilts. And by the way, his numbers are pretty good.
Does he have a leg kick?
Yeah, he has more of a leg raise. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. By the way, his off-day hobby is fishing. Oh, this is interesting. And then somebody hit a ball, and the guy in center field, it was a can of corn, but he tried to do a backflip and catch it, and he failed. I think you get like an extra something, whatever. That's about as innovative as you can get with baseball. And I kind of watched it, but would I gather the fam around? Would we have an event at our house like we used to for Kings games, Giants games, or God forbid, HBO boxing after dark? It's weird.
Probably not.
We'll take a break. When we come back, what to watch along with this day in sports history. What happened? If only we had some examples. We will next.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out sacktownsports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on sacktownsports.com.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Plus free home delivery on select smart beds when you add any base. Ends Labor Day. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
The best things in life, they come in twos. 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 tacos. And now for a limited time, get our best deal of the year. Buy any phone when you switch to Consumer Cellular and get 2 months of service free. That's right, the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage as Big Wireless, now with 2 months free. Proof the best things in life really do come in twos. Visit consumercellular.com or call 1-888-FREEDOM. Second and third month of monthly base service fee waived for new customers with the purchase of a phone and activation by September 2nd, 2024. Taxes, fees, and third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Are you tired of your tee shots ending up in the adjoining fairway while the rest of your foursome is hitting it down the middle? Well, experts will tell you that being properly fitted for golf clubs will help you strike your drive center cut. The Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio and its team of trained PGA professionals are ready to help you get rid of your banana balls and duck hooks. Hagen Oaks Indoor-Outdoor Player Performance Studio fittings are available 7 days a week. Make yours today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
Sacramento, Dirk Bentley's coming to town.
Getting drunk on a plane.
For his only show in California this year, Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park for Country in the Park 2.
What was I thinking?
And he's bringing some friends. Carmichael.
I want to close your eyes.
Tyler Rich, Dasha, and more. Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park. Get your tickets today before they're sold out at CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by the California Army National Guard and Red's Pizzeria and Tap House.
Toyota's national sales event is on now through Labor Day weekend. Whether on or off-road, make the most out of these final days of summer in a new Toyota truck. Don't miss a low lease on the fully redesigned 2024 Tacoma or financing as low as 0% APR on the 2024 Tundra. It's time to kick up your adventure with Toyota's legendary power and reliability. Toyota, let's go places. Offer available through TFS to buyers with premium rated credit. Offer only available on Tundra Capstone. Ends 9/3/24.
Are you tired of your tee shots ending up in the adjoining fairway while the rest of your foursome is hitting it down the middle? Well, experts will tell you that being properly fitted for golf clubs will help you strike your drive center cut. The Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio and its team of trained PGA professionals are ready to help you get rid of your banana balls and duck hooks. Hagen Oaks Indoor-Outdoor Player Performance Studio fittings are available 7 days a week. Make yours today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
Got a drain that's clogged up? Or maybe a toilet? Or a faucet that just won't quit leaking? Kenny and Jerry are here from Bell Brothers, and we want you to know that it does make a difference which plumber you call. At Bell Brothers, we respect your time by showing up when we say we'll be there. Our technicians are all background checked and drug tested and will greet you with a smile. They're trained to do the job right the first time, and they carry over 1,000 parts on their trucks, so they won't have to order something and then come back later. They leave the work area cleaner than they found it, and your final bill will be the same as they quoted. That's why they call us the No Surprise Guys. So if you need a plumber, it does make a difference who you call. Call Bell Brothers. Our number is 916-444-1234 or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com. That's 916-444-1234 or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
I saw I'm not Mr. Businessy stock guy, but stock market just hit its all-time intraday high.
Is that right?
Good at business.
Yeah. It was just like bomb like 2 weeks ago or something. I guess it made it back.
How come when it hasn't happened in a while, but someone will say the phrase, "Oh, whatever you do, don't look at your 401k."
Yeah.
Something bad. And then I'm like, what do I do?
Oh, you go look at your 401k.
Like, oh, okay. Oh, so where was it before?
I need financial advice. I need to ask Kelly this because when CBS Radio sold Bonneville and then Odyssey took over those other stations, so it's another company.
You didn't do anything with it?
No, it's still there. And it's not bad, but the Bonneville one's great. That 401k is doing numbers, but the Odyssey one's just like, I'm here. And I don't know how to take it from that. And I just want to take it from there and put it over there. And I looked it up once and it was like, okay, so you have to print this thing out and then fax it to this phone number. And then you're going to have a phone call. And that's like the top 40 kings.
You get who you want to put it with.
I just want to put it in ours and the one here.
I don't know if you could do that.
I can't just take the money and add it to what's here. Financial advisor Christopher.
Yeah. How would it be different than if you just whatever that sum is?
Isn't
doesn't
that like
matter,
a rollover?
But you're like, I want to add $100 to this other thing. Then you add $100.
I guess. Huh. I just went to someone who said, "Hey, you should talk to this person," and then I said, "Oh, I want this over here," and they're like, "You got it."
You got it.
What I really want is I would like for them to give me that money tax-free in cash.
Okay.
Well, if you move it somewhere, it's tax-free.
Yeah, but I can't touch it till I'm like 80 or whatever.
I know. Which one we're not even going to be around.
Right, exactly. Like what? Come on. What's the point of that? So congratulations to the stock market.
Way to go, stocks.
Good at business.
Also, just a side question. I ask this every time anything stock market comes up, so I'm going to continue to ask it. It's hilarious that we live in a world where you can buy and sell stocks, but you cannot bet on sports.
In some spots, yeah.
There's just no rhyme or reason.
They're the
to that.
same thing.
Well, there's a reason to it, but no rhyme. Why is no rhyme or reason? Why is it just no reason? What do you mean rhyme?
Right.
I can't sell.
You don't have a
any of my
rhyme
stocks.
and not even a reason on top of that.
Right. I feel like I'm in a box because I can't sell stocks.
$1 million box.
I'm telling that to all my cohorts that I wish I could bet on sports. Boom.
Nice.
Top of my head, y'all.
I'm in reason.
Also, Matt Breida has been released by the 49ers. But yeah, so shouts to Matt Breida.
I had just taken him in my league. No drafts yet. Coming up, though.
Coming up this week.
Yes.
Drafting.
And next week.
Also, Giants and A's are both off today, so they will not lose.
What do they do?
They play. It starts with a P. What was that board game?
Parcheesi?
Yes. God, Chris. Sometimes I like you. More than a friend, even. That is fantastic. Parcheesi. There was no way I was going to pull that, and that was going to be a 20-minute derail. Parcheesi, Jason. They're playing Parcheesi.
Parcheesi's fun.
I haven't played Parcheesi in forever. I don't even remember what the hell it is.
It's a game of skill and chance.
Is it?
True.
Also, and then I'll move on here. Sorry, frame of reference. I might have left this before, but are cards a board game?
No.
Okay.
Ooh, but maybe cribbage is?
Do you play cribbage?
I have.
Well, you do use a cribbage board.
Yeah.
That's true. I feel like cards should be in the same category. Like people go, oh, kids don't play board games anymore. I basically play a board game every Friday. It's cards. It's simpler than a board game.
It's just a game, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a game with, there's just no dice.
But a dice could not have a board. You can play dice games without
Yeah.
boards.
I feel like dice, board games, and cards should all somehow be in the same family of.
They're in the same cupboard.
Yeah, they are in the same cupboard, and they don't require electronics.
True.
Unless you're playing like Operation or something, where because the little nose has to light up. By the way, worst player ever at Operation.
You don't say.
Yeah. It was
shaky hand.
Yeah, it was when you
I forgot how you do. What do you draw the card? Is that what tells you?
Yeah, you draw it, and it tells you how much money you get for
like removing the humorous.
And it's humorous watching you do it.
And then you got to go in with the little tongs.
What if they supersize that charge you get?
I was just thinking that, Jason. That's such a great idea. Would you watch that on the Ocho if it was the game of Operation? But if you touch the metal sides,
like,
you get tased. I would at least watch.
I'd watch
for a few minutes.
Bit, yeah, a little bit like breakdancing in the Olympics. I'm like, I can't wait to see this. A little disappointing.
On this day. 1987 Olympic operation. Just awesome. Paul Molitor goes 0 for 4, ending his 39 game hitting streak.
I believe, if I remember in the archives, that's the day you picked him.
That is 100% the day I picked him. Is Paul Molitor in the Hall of Fame of players that were amazing that we don't really talk about?
Yeah,
I think he is.
Yeah.
Speaking of, is Robin Yount?
Yeah.
Also a Brewer?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of tough.
Great Brewers in our time.
Well, everyone knows Hank Aaron. But, who are your other great Brewers? Rob Deere? Billy Joe Robideau? My favorite. Anytime I have a chance to break that one out.
Prince Fielder? Ryan Braun?
Josh Hader? Ryan
CC
Braun.
Sabathia was there for a little bit.
He was, yeah.
Bob Uecker?
Yes.
Oh, the greatest brewer in the world ever. In 1991, Brett Saberhagen, who, by the way, is still getting paid $250K a year, 1991 threw a no-hitter against the Chicago White Sox. How about that?
Brett Saberhagen, there was a time there where he was pretty spectacular pitcher.
Oh man, with the Royals,
Yeah.
the old Dick Hauser days, where you had Saber hanging, you got Saber hanging on the mound, and if he's up in the eighth, forget about it because Quiz is coming in. All submarine Dan Quisenberry, yeah, he was great. Who was it in there of the people I just mentioned? Didn't one of them die of like a brain hemorrhage or something? I know that's super morbid, but did
Hauser?
Was it Hauser or
so.
brain cancer or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is Quiz still with us?
I don't. I want to say I don't think so.
All right. Chris, do you know who Dan Quisenberry is?
No.
Okay. Dan Quisenberry, Daniel Raymond Quisenberry, died at 45?
Yeah.
In 98? What? This is always the best radio we do. Oh, no. Quiz cut short a snowboarding vacation in Colorado because of headaches, dizzy spells, and blurred vision. He was diagnosed with grade 4 astrocytoma, a highly malignant form of brain cancer. He died at 45 in September of 98. God dang. That's the worst. Well, what the hell happened with Dick Hauser then? Dick Hauser died at 51, which is also incredibly early. Hauser attempted to come back during spring training of 87 with the Royals, but he quickly found out he was physically too weak and abandoned the attempt. 3 months later, he died at St. Luke's Hospital in Kansas City and was buried in Tallahassee. Two pitchers from his 1981 Royals team later died of brain cancer. Wait, what? Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Did we just stumble onto something weird?
Yeah.
There's a thing with that Royals team and brain cancer. That's incredibly morbid. Also, what? That's weird. Dan Quisenberry and Ken in 98 and Ken Brett in 2003 and Dick Howard all died of brain cancer. What the heck? That can't be that. That's not a coincidence, Jason, probably.
Ken Brett could be on our 30 for 30 of brothers of.
Well, no, I'm looking right here. I don't see. Are you sure? Because that's immediately what I looked for.
Yeah, I believe Ken and George Brett.
Well, it's his personal life. Is Ken and George Brett? Why doesn't it say that? Let's see. Early life. Born in Brooklyn, Brett grew up in El Segundo, a suburb of L.A. Brett was the 4th overall pick in the 66 Major League Baseball draft. It does. Oh, here we go. He was the second of 4 Brett brothers who played professional ball, most notable being the youngest, George. 4 Brett brothers played pro ball. Wow. Ken played for 10 teams in his 14-year career. I had no idea Ken Brett was a thing.
Yeah.
I did not expect to learn any of this today, Jason, and that is why I love this job. I did not know.
Learning is growing.
Well, some of it I learned is horrible.
Learning is half the battle.
Yeah, apparently. We'll take a break. When we come back, cross-talking celebrity birthdays next.
De'Aaron Fox plays here.
Stolen by Fox. Breakaway coming up for De'Aaron. And a simple, casual spike with the left hand. The Kings lead by 3.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Plus free home delivery on select smart beds when you add any base. Ends Labor Day. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Hypertrophic cardiomyopathy is a serious heart condition. Some symptoms include being short of breath, feeling tired, or having dizziness or chest pain. My HCM impacted how I felt and what I could do. So I asked my cardiologist about treatment advances that gave me new options. That conversation was big for me. That's why I'm working with Bristol Myers Squibb to raise awareness about HCM and to help others like me. Talk to your cardiologist today and visit hcmrealtalk.com to learn more.
Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb.
Not all gas grills are created equal. Bring out all the delicious flavors in your grilled meats with the amazing Napoleon Prestige and Prestige Pro line of outdoor cookers. My Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Series gas grill has turned me into a grilling pro with features other grills cannot match. They're built different, built better, built to last. made with premium stainless steel that boasts quality and a lifetime warranty. I may never want to cook indoors again. Napoleon grills and accessories are now available at your nearby Amy's, Ace Hardware in Sacramento, and now El Dorado.
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Joe Fallon's bedroom mini fridge. Sure, this pint-sized chiller's max capacity is 3 soda cans, but what it lacks in stature, it makes up in cooling strength. Each beverage a perfect 37 degrees every time. And the 2 feet Joe walks to get a drink, priceless. That's why his mini fridge is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
O'Reilly. Need a little help? O'Reilly Auto Parts can help. Need advice? We've got advice. No matter what you need, we have thousands of professional parts people doing their part to make sure you have it. Exceptional customer service. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Experience a golf tournament as refined as you are. The Pro Court Championship at Silverado Resort, September 12th through the 15th. Be there as the best of Napa meets the best of the PGA Tour. With world-class wine experiences, breathtaking views, and incredible golf. It's like this weekend was made for you. The Pro Court Championship, September 12th through the 15th. For tickets, go to ProCourtChampionship.com.
Labor Day, our annual celebration of workers and their achievements, was first observed in New York, and the first Monday in September became a national holiday in 1894. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. Each year we commemorate Labor Day with parades, picnics, and family gatherings. And right now, Naturewood Home Furnishings is celebrating with their exceptional whole store Labor Day sale. Would you like to refresh your living room? Would you like to restyle your bedroom? Maybe you want to redesign your home office. No matter whether it's your dining room, kids' rooms, accents, or accessories, Naturewood's unique store-wide Labor Day sale offers savings in every department and savings on every brand like Stanton, Omnia, England, Stickley, Flex Steel, and all the rest of the award-winning furniture. When it comes right down to it, it's all about choices and always about quality. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings right now for this remarkable Labor Day sale. Off Highway 50 at Hazel, look for the water wheel.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things. And now, here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Yeah. Yeah. Woo! Woo. Hey, there, Chris Watkins.
Hello.
You got an itchy nose?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
How are you, pal? Welcome back, even though you didn't go anywhere.
Glad to be back, even though I didn't go anywhere.
Yeah. Are you sure?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
We'll see.
All right. Alan?
Hello.
How you doing?
Great.
That's a nice color. Hold on. Is that a maroon?
No. That's
no.
definitely
Lavender.
Maroon is a shade of red.
That's a darker. Wow. You're like a color doctor. That's awesome.
I've been called that before.
So we got the hit doctor and the color doctor. That is awesome.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Lavender.
Periwinkle.
Periwinkle?
Yeah.
Sure. Your mind's.
I thought periwinkle was blue.
I thought that was that lawyer show. He used to have what's his face in it. Periwinkle.
Oh, look at those flowers. They look periwinkle. That looks close to the shirt.
That's pretty periwinkle-y.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fairly.
I mean
that is more.
Well, then then where's violet? That's dark.
I think that's like a. Yeah. As you type in lavender.
Well, no, because he said lavender. Lavender is a darker purple. I think you might be right on the periwinkle. That's the closest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no. Oh, yeah. Violet's like king's color.
Yeah.
Like king's purple. Hey, we're meeting with the. We're having lunch with some kings movers and shakers.
What do you mean we?
Jason and myself. And
is that why you have the button down?
No, I just.
I always wear button downs
all the time. Do you guys have any requests?
For request for the Kings?
Yeah.
Chris would like to play
winning games would
15
be
minutes a
great.
game.
Winning, you want to win more games.
Yeah, if they can win more, that'd be cool.
When Devin Carter makes shots.
Mm-hmm.
You know how they play everything?
Yeah.
They play Mr. Carter by Lil Wayne.
Ooh, I don't know. The last time you guys had a suggestion, the dude went out for the rest of the season.
We're powering through.
Volume shooters.
What's that meme where it's got the little brown dog that's doing this? Like, are you sure? That's what I think about. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Why's it got to be brown?
Because it's the dog. I didn't make it up.
I feel like all dogs do that.
I think we need to have.
You miss me?
I think we need to have a game of point counterpoint.
Oh,
No.
you missed that.
No.
Alan
I did miss
honestly
that.
had an almost, what was that guy's name?
Zachariah.
It's really sad that you know that without any context. A Zachariah-esque performance. I'll just give you one example. So first off, here's the setup. It's point, counterpoint. Jason was gone. We're playing Friday Fun and Games. And Chris will say a topic, and then we got to have hot takes. And so whoever goes first, they say their hot take, and then the other person has to argue against that. Chris awards the points. Now, we all know Chris wants 100% to have it be 3-0 Allen.
Yeah,
That's just,
sure.
I'm at a disadvantage.
What the game is for.
So here's a game of know your judge. The hot take was, or the question was, should ballparks receive public funding?
That's a really big topic.
Now again, but you have
Friday Fun and Games.
You have 30 seconds, and Chris Verlot is the judge, and you're going first.
Yeah, I think you have the advantage in that.
Are you going second?
No, just in general in that topic.
Because Alan decides to argue in favor of public subsidies for ballparks.
Okay.
Which just set it up brilliantly for me. Because I'm like, oh, so you hate, the homeless and kids going hungry and not being. I mean, it's Chris. He hates people with money.
Right.
And Alan did not know the audience.
Yeah.
And so it ends up, I won 3-0 because I think
stunner.
Alan was just being ethical with his takes that he believed in.
But let's not act like those first 2 points. I should have got one of them.
Well,
what's the debatable one?
The one that you couldn't absolutely not win was when Dave made a point and then you finished with Dave's points.
Yeah, I said it was the Hall of Fame. Should steroid people be in the Hall of Fame? And
Barry Bonds specifically.
And I said, and I went first, and I said, even if they have their own wing, they should be in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
Alan's counter was no, and if you're gonna, they should have their own wing of the Hall of Fame. He countered with my points. Yeah. It's just, look, I hope you spent the weekend recovering. It's fine, dude. We all have our moments. We've all been there, dude. I called Doug Christie on the air today. We've all had issues before. You walk it off, right? Yeah. Okay. Celebrity Birthdays brought to you by the Hit King, Barry Bonds, the Home Run King, Pete Rose.
Yes.
The Hit Doctor, Alan Stiles.
That's right.
And Crumble Cookies.
That's
Nobody
right.
brings family and friends together more than Crumble Cookies. Also, co-sponsor, brought to you by Kyle San Diego Padres. They've been hot lately.
Oh, yeah,
they have been hot
Crazy
lately.
hot. Happy birthday to Home Alone's Macaulay Culkin.
At what point do you think Macaulay Culkin's family or himself ever thought that he would not be the most popular Culkin? I didn't see it coming. Yeah. Macaulay Culkin is 44.
42.
41.
I think he's 44.
2 44s. We have a correct answer. It's 44, Dave and Chris for life.
Yes.
All right. Happy birthday to James Harden.
Oh.
Is he going to throw his cake out of the
Seriously.
boat again?
Is somebody going to hand him a present? He's going to fall 5 feet back and writhe around in pain. James Harden's not going to let anybody else have any party favors whatsoever. They're all his. I don't know. He's too old to be playing. I wish he'd retire. James Harden is 36.
Is it 34 or 35? I'm going to say 34.
I'll say 35.
34.
234. So we have a correct answer. It's 35. Chris Watkins with the correct answer. Happy birthday to Melissa McCarthy.
She's funny.
She's funny.
Cousins with Jenny McCarthy.
Is that true?
Mm-hmm.
I just saw a movie where she played a spy. from years ago.
Is it called Spy?
Yeah.
Is it called Spy?
It is.
That movie was right. I did not expect
It's
anything.
funny.
That was hilarious. Melissa McCarthy is 46.
48.
48. Sounds good.
50.
Chris Verlata's closest, 54.
Wow, she's aging well.
Happy birthday to, let's go with Nas Reed.
Nah.
He shouldn't have won the 6 man.
No.
He's
Nas
a
Reed.
starter.
He's 29.
He's actually 27.
He's 25 years old.
26.
We have a correct answer. Chris Walker's 25, and Patrick Williams is where we'll end. Chicago.
Florida State's Patrick Williams. Patrick Williams is 26.
3-and-D.
3-and-D if he can stay healthy. Thank you. Brian
You said
Andrews.
26?
I did just a second ago.
He's 25.
I'll say he's 23.
24.
I might have been too high.
I'm surprised, but Chris Watkins is correct. 23.
Yeah. Wow. He came in young.
Yeah.
All right. What's coming up on the show today, guys?
All Chris, his return. So
all Chris all the time.
All Chris all the time.
All right. Well, all Chris all the time. Alan will be there in his, what'd you call it?
Periwinkle.
Periwinkle. All right. So for Jason, for Chris, I'm Dave. We'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy these guys next. Bye.